Hell yes.
All right, let's fix these cameras because we got everybody on camera tonight. It is a good night for the D and Ds. We already have a hype train, and we literally just started. We didn't even get started, and we have a hype train. That's crazy. There are 2 minutes left until the hype train wears off, and we are at 76%, level 3. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped, personally hyped for the hype train.
We got the train, and Mark's the conductor.
It's for those 3 cats fighting in the background on the tree.
It's always about the cats.
Yeah.
Push
I was very tempted to take you guys, as in take my laptop downstairs and try to rig it up so that we could like watch them in the tree.
Oh, that'd be cool. Cat cam.
That would be. I wouldn't have my 3 monitors available.
Yeah.
And yeah, that might be too distracting.
Yeah, maybe. Cats are
pretty
freaking cute.
One of these days,
if like they actually climb the tree all the way up.
One of these days, if ARC ever gets canceled, we'll just have Tig stream, just cat stream.
Just a cat.
We should.
Just cat cam.
That should just be the holdover stream whenever Mark has to cancel or isn't streaming that day. It's just streaming Tig's cat cam.
Streaming 4 hours of Tig's cat cam.
No. I mean, just like whenever you're not streaming, it's cat cam.
It's just live cat cam.
Whichever
forever.
Whichever cat we can get. Yeah, no, what I've always wanted is I want little cameras on my cats so I can see what they're seeing.
Little GoPros?
Yeah, cat GoPros.
Yeah, tiny GoPros. Because I'm really curious. I'm curious what it looks like when the cat is climbing the tree from the cat's point of view.
Hey, do we have time for me to grab a smoke real quick?
We're live right now.
We're live.
We're on
So
camera.
no.
People are watching right now.
Damn. Those poor people.
Yeah.
Call us Frankenstein's monster because we're alive.
We are. Oh, let's get Foundry up here on the screen. The quick announcements. First of all, when we hit 1,000 followers, Grask Hoskar is going to be giving away a legendary bundle to one of you lucky viewers out there in Streamland. So, be ready for that. Find your friends. Tell them to come out here and watch the stream and follow us. Also, we're at 10 of 50 subscribers right now. Whenever we hit 50 subscribers, we give away a set of dice. So, let's keep giving subs out. Let's see, what else? We have a art contest for our favorite lizard folk NPC, Sharp-Eyed. If you are on the Discord, then you can participate. If you're not on the Discord, go on the Discord. First of all, let's share this little hype emoji. And then, boom, Discord. Join our Discord. Get out there. Look at that. Look at the possibility for submitting some artwork to our art contest. It'll be shown off on the next Nights After Dark. And you could win some prizes. They're listed on the Discord page, including a Hero Forge mini. And, yeah, we can't wait to see what people come up with. Anyway, let's get the ball rolling. Mr. Pippin Wendelberg, why don't you get us started?
Of course. Hi, my name's Gage, and I will be playing Pippin Wendelberg, the lovable, pragmatic leader of ARC. Pippin has never really been a winner in life, and even his greatest achievement, the sentient black pudding Bubbles, was an accident. Being a failed merchant in life, trying to sell petty potions, has sucked all the hope of being a successful alchemist out of Pippin. But one day, he found the advertisement for a new life, for himself and for Bubbles. So, will Pippin become a successful alchemist and fulfill his dream of having mass-produced bubble potions in every household? Or will he end up an abandoned ghostly bachelor like his grandfather? Who knows?
My name is Pat, and I will be playing Sir Bowie the Bodacious. Bowie is a satyr, a level 7 Oath of the Ancients satyr paladin. Bowie is a well-intentioned, loving, kind, energetic, and perhaps a little too enthusiastic He struggled in school, opting to instead prefer the natural beauty of the outside world. Despite not being born in the Feywilds, he longs to spend time there and experience the carefree and jovial nature of normal satyr life. Bowie is at a crossroads. Live a carefree, irresponsible, and unproductive life, or suck it up and work for the man. But perhaps, through Salasana, there is another way.
I'm David. I play Leopold, who is an Order Cleric. A cleric of Thormodon, a disinherited nobleman, an adventurer by trade, a son and a brother. And for many long centuries, nothing more than a chunk of petrified rock. Discovered and restored to life by the Artifact Recovery Corporation operating out of Ironstone Hall, Leopold was returned to a world very different from the one that he knew. The Volcarian Empire had collapsed, and his family line was extinct. But surely there must be some purpose behind his being here, some part for him to play in Thormodon's grand design. To that end, Leopold has joined the Ark franchise based out of Deerbluff, to make use of the skills that he possesses, to make new friends in this unfamiliar world, and to hopefully return to the station in life to which he had been accustomed.
Hi, my name is also Gage, and I will be playing Aramil. Aramil is a rogue bard of Geneva and is the only child of Enna and Varus, a high elf couple who make a living weaving clothes and other textiles. And everything was fine until a stuffy nobleman by the name of Baron Talrus set up a rival business focused on pumping out cheap, boring clothes with his assembly line of workers. He has been buying out his rivals and is now closing in on Enna and Varus's home/business, as if driving them into poverty due to his practice wasn't enough. Aramil, being a bit young and a bit of a troublemaker, heard of the Artifact Recovery Corporation from a flyer in Geneva, and was enthralled with the possibility of bringing back a wagon load of gold to his mother and father to bring them out of squalor, and maybe even flip the tables on old Baron Talrus.
I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Tagori. I play Long Pulse. Hey, read the fun little notes in the thing. It gives you most of the information you need about my character. Yeah, Goliath Ranger. One correction for it, though. Long Pulse doesn't have a problem with crowds, because if you get a big enough crowd, you're anonymous. It's less numbers of people can be intimidating. Actually, this little group is not the greatest number for her, but
Oh.
she's got a cat she can hug, so that helps a lot. But yeah, otherwise, feel free to read about her. She prefers it that way.
That's perfect.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yes, Rask.
And I am Grace Koskar, the Flying Gorgon, retired? Returning champion of wrestling around Oregon. Now sponsored by the Artifact Recovery Corporation. And also a janitor? I'm not really sure what I do. I clean up everyone's messes. However you decide to take that. Let's play!
And I'm the Mark Knight. I'm your Dungeon Master this evening. I am the one who has to deal with these crazy group of... I don't even know what to call them anymore. This shenanigan-happy band of stumbling into rooms that they unlock with their tools when they have keys on their person and get the shit kicked out of them from some constructs. They've been wandering around what they believe is Oridon's version of Santa's workshop for a few weeks and have just come up for air to find that Bowie is not in the cabin. Although some of them may be too tired, beat up, or distracted to notice. Sir Bowie,
Yes.
you've been out gathering food to cook your friends a nice meal while they are clearly down there exploring carefully and not getting into trouble without you.
Well, of course. So I guess Bowie would head off. He would like figure out whatever the heck Mare is at, and because Long Paws is gonna let the saddle and everything on her. I'm gonna hop on and try to see what I can find nearby while these guys are doing their thing.
Mare was in the cabin playing with the mouse and clearly not toying with it. At least that's the look she gave you when you came up.
The 100% I was guilty of that look. Yes.
Have that look, Bowie.
Yes, they do. They totally do.
No, they have the "there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing" look, no matter what you say.
Meanwhile, oh God, Pippin, he's been shot. Get him out of here.
So I guess I took stock of what. I guess I should take stock of what's in the cabin for food before I leave to go try to find stuff, right?
I mean, mostly what's there are like dried herbs. There's some like jarred foods like pickled stuff and maybe some jarred mushrooms that can be dehydrated in like a broth.
Okay.
Things like that. Stuff that'll preserve well for until people come back for the winter.
And absolutely no hot chocolate whatsoever. I looked.
No, but
it's
there is
fine.
cinnamon. Well, there was
Okay.
cinnamon.
There was cinnamon. Was occupying. Okay, so I guess Bowie's gonna head outside and see what we can come up with for food.
It's
I'm
now
gonna
a crater.
get Mare saddled up, and I'm gonna take off into what I'm hoping is not a blizzard.
No, it's not a blizzard. You're high up in the mountains and it's like frozen and snowy, but it's still summer, so it's not a high blizzard time of year right now.
So as I head outside, we came in through the front door,
Right.
but like, what's out back? Right, like
we
never look around the back of the house. Right, is it like a root cellar or like?
No, the only cellar. I mean, you guys went down into the cellar. There was the wine
Yes.
cellar down there.
Sure.
And like if you go
Is there
around,
just a row of pristine outhouses waiting to be demolished.
All the doors still on them.
there's one outhouse around back.
Yeah.
There's also like a makeshift kind of, or not makeshift, but there's like an open kind of small covering for a wood pile that to keep the snow off the wood.
Okay.
It's not really like a shed. It's just an open roof area.
Is there a place to hang an animal if I kill it?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to like.
Yeah, there's everything
You know.
you'd need. There's everything you'd need for like a hunting cabin, right? There's even a hunting trail that leads up around this. You see how there's like the kind of this cliff behind the cabin. There's a hunting trail that leads up around that cliff and up higher into the wooded area of the mountain.
Okay, cool. Interesting. All right, so I guess I'm gonna saddle up Mare and head out and see what horrible things I can find myself into all alone while the rest of my party is totally not in trouble.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great. Hopefully
What's the
you
worst that
won't
could happen?
also be totally in trouble.
I've got Mare. I've got backup.
Yes. You head up around this trail into these trees, and you find yourself winding up a path that kind of leads around this cliff face and onto this kind of flat area above the the cabin. It's kind of a big wooded plateau on the side of this mountain. Plenty of space, and you can easily spot some animal trails up here. They're not hard, especially in the snow. And you find yourself in this tree line. Is that your survival roll there, that 8?
No, that was just trying to get the game synced. Do you
Okay.
want me to make a survival roll?
Yeah, give me a survival
I do
check.
have Mare helping, and she has abilities. I can pull her up. She is a tiger 5e. I think she has advantage on perception checks related to smell.
Okay.
I don't know if that will help me a whole lot, but
Yeah.
being that there's not... Yep, she does. So let's see if she can maybe help me with the survival roll.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
can give
know.
you the help action. That's fine. That's what she's there
Oh,
for.
it's
Oh.
still an 8.
You rolled an 8 and an 8. You've rolled 3 8s on survival.
Yes,
3.
in a row.
Add them all together, and it's
Yeah.
24.
Oh boy. It's gonna be
Bowie,
that.
there's like the cliff on one side, and the sun is kind of like waning a little bit, turning the sky this beautiful shade of red and orange, and there's the trees around you, and you're on Mare, wandering around this wooded area, and before you know it, your mind was drifting off to something else while you were
no.
looking around for trails, and there's just woods. Well, you come to this clearing in the middle of these trees, and when you look around, there's literally just like you're like in the middle of a circle of trees. It's just this huge, wide, open field of snow, and there's just this circle of trees, and the wind is blowing, and you can't. Your Mare steps so lightly on this packed snow that you have no idea which direction you came from.
Oh no.
Oh.
So I have a cartographer's kit,
Yes,
and I have the orb of direction,
you do. You
and I
can-
have.
You
And
have-
it doesn't stop me from getting lost.
Right. You have ways of getting back, but like you just haven't been alone by yourself in nature in like a while. And you just kind of let your mind wander. And here you are. You're in this like this really neat ring of trees, and the sun is like it's making all kinds of like really shifty colors on the snow. It's pretty sweet.
Well, I'm gonna do the Bowie thing. Hey, Mare. Let's go out to this clearing real quick.
Meanwhile, in the basement. Oh god, I'm hit. It's
Yeah, don't
freaking
freeze to
D-Day
death
down
up
there.
I want my cat.
So, I'm gonna convince Mare to lay down, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna gather some. I'm going to gather as much dried wood that has fallen from these trees in nearby, and I'm going to build the biggest bonfire I can in this clearing.
Okay.
Burn down the house. We will not be happy with you.
Give me another survival roll to build the fire.
Oh god. 19.
Okay. You find way more dried branches than you expected. In fact, you found one like pine tree that had died and fallen over and was laying on top of the snow, and like there were a bunch of needles you can use for like kindling and all these branches, and you can drag the whole thing into the clearing and make this huge preparation for a bonfire.
Well, Mare, I was thinking, I really don't want to kill any animals, so maybe I can convince her to like bring us a fresh cooked meal, like food to go. So I am going to try to convince Salasana to have food ready in the cabin, like magically ready. That when I get back, it's already done, right? So I will use this huge bonfire and the sun streaming through to perform like a religious rite, maybe. I don't
Sure.
know if that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Divine intervention for dinner.
Do you have any,
I'm hoping.
Do you have any spells that would like be related to this? Or
I have. Ooh,
So you don't have commune.
not as a paladin.
you don't have commune yet? Okay, give me a. All right, here's what I'll do. You spent the time building these bonfire. Tell me how you're reaching out to her. Like just describe it, or tell me what Bowie would be saying to reaching out and like praying to
Like,
Silasana.
whoa. So, I don't know if you saw, but we built a giant snowmare. We went sled riding for like 3.5 hours. We went downstairs and we met this like bony dude. Not real sure about that. Probably could be a friend. Maybe you don't want to meet him. But I was thinking about me and the buds, and could be pretty good times. But I don't really want to kill anything. Can we maybe not hurt anybody?
Give me a religion roll, Sir Bowie.
Oh god.
Frost to the snowman.
That wasn't as bad as it could have been.
It wasn't.
I don't even have inspirations.
You do now.
Okay.
All right.
Roll
that's
another
fine.
one.
Yeah, go ahead.
15.
All right.
Hey, I upped it by 5. That's good.
You are you're kind of like reaching out to Silasana in front of this huge bonfire that you've made, and the smoke is curling up into the sky, and you're watching as the sun's colors are reflecting off of this the smoke of this bonfire, and you're like staring up for a moment when suddenly like Mare's head picks up, and you hear that little curious cat sound come out of her. And as you
Okay.
look around the clearing, there's just like elk coming out of the tree lines in every direction, like lots of elk.
What? And I'm just gonna like to Mare. Is she here? What is this about?
Mare just kind of gives you like a kind of
Yeah,
sensation.
I'm with Tig's cat on this one. I don't think he knows.
And
I can't. Mare, I'm like to Mare, like I don't think we can drag one of those back. Like sidebar, do any of you guys know how much an average elk weighs?
Like,
Yeah, but
Like
think about how big
1,400
Mary is.
yeah.
pounds.
How big Mary is.
So I guess I'll wait and see what happens. I'll just patiently wait.
the elk
Find a weak, sickly little one.
the elk kind of all start like moving
The average
closer.
elk weighs 710 to 730.
Yeah, but I mean, like a full-size bull is like 1,400 pounds. They're huge.
No, you're thinking of a moose.
Sickly one.
Oh yeah, sorry, moose. Apologize. You were correct.
All good. Moose are huge size category in D&D.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
If it was a moose, run.
It's gonna fuck you up.
The only thing bigger than a moose in D&D is Grask's ego.
That's true.
Probably.
And he would become friends with this moose.
So we're sitting in this clearing, and all these moose keep getting closer and closer.
They're elk. The elk keep
They're
getting
elk.
closer and
Elk.
closer.
Closer.
They have surrounded you. They're like walking past Mare, and Mare's just kind of like looking at them like, what is going on? And
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
nice.
Do you have any carrots or corn for them?
Oh, hey, my dudes.
The elk the elk closest to you kind of nods and nuzzles up in your direction. Their face is like right in, like you're like face to face with this big elk, this large,
Oh no.
like
Oh,
horned creature is right
you know-
there.
you know where a dude might find a bite to eat?
The elk nods and gives like a gruff, grumbly response, and gives you an elk version of a "yeah, we can take you to food."
Like, people food though. I mean, I'm down to eat what you guys eat, but like, I don't think Grask's on the. He's not cutting this week, you know. He's
He's not on a paleo diet.
yeah.
The elk just kind of like nods in a direction into the woods, like follow me. And as he turns and starts heading in the direction of the woods, all the other elk who have kind of like been making circles around this fire and kind of hanging out with you for a minute there, start following this lead elk in the direction of the forest. There's got to be there's got to be like 30 elk who have come into this clearing.
So you guys like come here often, or you know, is this just like a winter retreat? You know.
No
clue what I'm doing.
The elk.
So I'm just contrasting and comparing like the scene that's happening with Bowie to like the trauma that's going on, and it's just like it's like running Life of Pi and Saving Private Ryan back to back.
Yes, yes.
It's okay, Leo. We're gonna get you home, buddy. We're gonna get you home.
Okay.
The elk basically it communicates back that in a very elkish way that like the herd lives up here now. We've lived up here for a while.
Yeah, there's some guy like Klaus apparently that like lived here a long time ago, but I guess he don't live here no more. So like his great granddaughter Sylvia like gave us the keys to the place, told us to come hang out for a little bit.
The elk says to you that his great ancestor knew a guy named Klaus.
Small world, you know.
He the elk leads you to what looks like a cave entrance just past the forest.
Welcome to the Hotel Celosana.
You've been walking through the forest for a good like 10 minutes with these elk when you come to this cave
Speak with
entrance.
Animals is over.
Okay. Is it it's not a ritual, right? Oh, it is 10
not
minutes.
a ritual for me.
Okay, well, we'll say you've been walking through the forest with them for a good, like, 7 minutes then. This way you have a few minutes to speak with animals left.
That's fair. So I guess this is the place, right? Should I be, like, worried? I can't see in the cave.
Can Mare see in the cave?
Yes.
Mare can see in the cage. She has dark vision to 60 feet.
Considering you have speak with animals activated, Mare's just like, I got you.
Okay.
The elk are like, not many of us fit in this cave, but there's some stuff in here that I think humans like to eat.
All right.
Find a bunch
Well,
of
thanks, my dudes. Hey, you know where the cabin is. If you want to come hang out later, I think we're just gonna be mad chilling. Huh, should be a most excellent time, my dude.
The elk is just like, will there be carrots? Because I haven't had one in a long time.
I think Leo brought produce when we were in Dragon Guard Keep, so maybe actually.
What's a Leo?
Uh, he's got stoned out of his mind. He's a good dude. You'll like him. Make sure to lick him right on the side of his face when we meet him.
Like this, and then he licks you right on the side of the face.
Yep, that's the way.
Do you go into the cave?
I'll go into the cave. I'm guessing it's like a former smuggler's cave or something.
You find yourself in a carved out stable. It's old.
Okay.
Kind of snowdrift has come in here, and on the far side of the stable is a door, and there are like 8 stables in here.
Okay. Like Bowie's like using his fingers. He's like down to this. He's like, oh, thank God there are only 8. I didn't want to have to try to use my hooves. Is the door like? Is there light on inside? Is it?
No, it's dark. It's old.
Okay. I guess I'll check the. I'll check the door. I guess I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
There's like drifted snow in here at this point, and you see that you kind of bump into an old lantern that's hanging on one of the wooden beams to one of the stables in here, and you can like, it looks like there's still some oil left in it. You can.
I can start it.
Yeah.
I've got flint and everything.
I
guess I'll head into the stables.
Yeah, you light it, and there's 4 stables on one side, 4 stables on the other. There's some there's some hay in here that's so old and rotted to the point that it's like just kind of matted stains on the floor now. And
like dust.
you come to the door at the opposite end. And,
Okay.
The door's kind of open a little bit.
Like ajar or like
like a
open.
jar. No, like a jar, and kind of like just swinging a little with the wind.
Has it been opened recently? Is like there's snow missing from in front of it?
No, there's still the snow looks the same.
Sure.
It looks undisturbed.
I guess I'll let myself in and we'll see what's in
Sure.
these stables.
There's a storeroom back here.
All right.
You find some like just a whole bunch of preserved stuff. Looks like it may have some kind of like magical enchantment on it, but you find some barrels of meat, fish, vegetables that are the elk could smell them, but they had no way of opening these barrels before.
Hey, it's an orange. Huh, I bet Sylvia gives these for Christmas every year. So is there like a bag to put any of this stuff in? Like a big red one or anything?
I don't know if it's red, but there's some sacks back here. Sure, there's a bunch of sacks.
I will Is there like a really nice one? I'll
Yeah,
like try to put this food into and take it with me.
There's a really nice one that's kind of dusty and fur lined.
Yep, that's the one I'm looking for.
You take that down and it's once you shake off the dust, it looks like it's good as new. It's not affected by the weather or age. And it's bigger on the inside.
Huh. Okay. Let's see how much of this I can cram in. I'm gonna try to get enough food for at least
you start like
the next week or so.
You start like dumping barrels of food in and like opening them up and like dumping the food in.
I only want to take like a week's worth of rations.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's like this is a good. Bowie knows where this is, and I can mark it on my map at this point.
Yep.
So if we have to come back here,
there are
later
in this storeroom. There's a hatch on the floor.
Huh. Okay. Is the hatch like locked or like deadbolted or anything crazy?
No. It's just a hatch. It's got a ring, like a heavy ring on it. Whoop. Yep. There are spiral stairs that go down.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Mayor, are we brave enough to... Yes, we are.
We're small enough to fit.
Mayor will fit. I think she can squeeze into any size that Bowie can. So
she can squeeze into any space that her head can fit.
Yeah. Plus, she's a cat. She assumes the dimensions of the container that she sits in.
Cats are
You head down these spiral stairs, and they're long. Like it's there's a long set of spiral stairs. Actually, there is a lever next to the spiral stairs.
You hear the distant sounds of gunfire.
Oh,
Is the lever labeled super fun happy slide?
oh God. All right, Mayor. I'm trusting you. Pull the lever.
Mare bats the lever with her paw, and the stairs turn into a super fun happy slide.
Oh God, that's what I was afraid of. Should I just add a bag of holding full of food to my character sheet, Mark?
Sure.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I have no clue where I'm gonna end up at.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bowie, you slide down the spiral staircase that has become a slide, and you end up here.
Like Bowie kind of like
Oh, wait,
feels
what?
the order of direction. He's like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Oh well.
Another lever.
There is another lever down at the bottom of the slide.
No. Like direction wise. That's why I grabbed the orb of.
Yeah.
But I said look for another
You went
lever.
went down the spiral stairs. You have no idea, like the
Right.
You just got all
But
twisted around.
I was a large journey away from where I think I am at this point.
You went up around that cliff and were like
Yeah.
directly over the cabin.
Okay.
Logistically, this is a hatch on the floor of a stables that has a lever that conveniently turns it into a ramp. So theoretically, you could be sliding into like centuries worth of reindeer dung.
Old token. It's okay.
Yeah, it popped out the old token. I'm sorry, I'll fix it
I don't
later.
know why.
I've
It's
got
not
a
big
lot.
deal.
I've got lots of little updates that I need to make to lots of things. So
It's still the wrong one. What the shit?
yeah,
I can't control the other one anyway.
okay.
Like I can't move it. But
Weird.
now I can. All right, Mayor. Don't panic.
You hear the
Oh.
distant sound of explosions.
He doesn't hear anything. You guys are way far away from where he is.
I know.
I guess I'll check this way first.
Okay.
And then boop. Oh shit. New door.
It's locked.
We'll check this one. Hey, this one opens. What's in this room?
Mare has both paws like this on the top of her head,
Okay.
just watching you.
I guess I'll move into the next room. I think that's I could do.
Mare's like right up behind you.
Boop. Then I have to escape.
Mare's gonna
Oh.
squeeze into this room. Like she like forces her way through the door.
Son of a bitch! Oh, hang on. Oh,
Bowie, you move into this room and you find what's in this room that you just moved into? I don't know because I have to pull up my notes.
I guarantee you did not extend it. It did not intend to send me to fucking Santa's reindeer stables this afternoon. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's not
yep.
Santa, you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Klaus's reindeer stables.
Guys, stop referring to this as Santa's workshop. Or
Okay, we'll refer to it as Father Nickel Keycutter's workshop.
Saint Nickel Key Cutters.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one.
Okay.
Well, it'll just be Father Nick because it's too long otherwise. Maybe Papa Nick.
Maybe Saint
Papa
Nick.
Nickel.
So what's in this room? I'm praying there's not an enemy encounter in this room, or I'm about to have a real bad time.
Mare will just squash whatever it is.
Oh, Mare, I should have kept the keys. What's in this room?
I know. I'm pulling up my notes. It's just taking forever to load.
You're good. I thought you were just mortified at what you found and were afraid to tell me for a second.
No, I would never be afraid of revealing your doom.
Be afraid of
You find.
being Mare.
Okay. You find in this room, Bowie.
Okay.
You find a room filled with clockwork gnomes. They're dusty. Their heads are like down. Wait, stop. What the hell happened?
What happened?
The thing is saying my stream is not there. Is the stream there?
I still
Yeah.
see it.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Looks good.
I just was looking. I was just moving windows around, and the window for Twitch, my Twitch, manager, just said that the stream there was a network error. But looks like we're okay. I'm so sorry. So yeah, this room is like filled with dusty clockwork gnomes that are like in rows against the walls. Mare like knocks one over when she comes in because she squeezes herself through, and there's just this clatter of like clockwork gnome banging against another one and like falling on the floor and rolling a little.
Whoa, the dude abides. Mind it, Mare. So like a light switch or anything in this room? Because I still can't see in the dark.
No, it's dark. It's dark as shit in here. Unless you were carrying the lantern with you, like you're like feeling around, and you start feeling these like the heads of these clockwork gnomes and their pointy hats.
Oh,
Mare's a cat. Mare would probably start knocking him over just because it's fun.
whoa! Party foul!
Bowie told her not to, so she would listen. A little. She kind of kicks out one leg behind her to get some snow off of it, and knocks another one over.
Do these have like giant keys in the back where you can like wind them up or something?
They do.
Hang on. Bowie's gonna like try to wind one of these things and then start talking to it. I don't know if like it's an actual mechanical construct that can speak or if it's just like a wind-up toy. So, and neither does Bowie, so I'm just gonna give it a go.
Alright. You wind up one of the clockwork gnomes, and you hear like you feel it like get to the end of its ability to wind. Like it kind of like clicks a little bit as you're trying to keep going, and it's like can't wind up any further. And as you release, you hear the ticking sound of like the gears starting to turn and the winder like spinning. The eyes start to like light up as the whole thing kind of like powers up, and the clockwork gnome takes a couple of stiff leg and armed steps, a little bit like the Tin Man, as right after getting the oil in The Wizard of Oz, and turns its head up to you and says, "You're too tall to be Klaus."
Yeah, but I've got some oil here. Hold on.
I was really, really worried they were going to start singing.
We are Christmas elves.
Oh,
We are Christmas elves.
I hear that song at work like 3 times a day.
All right. The door's locked. Klaus's granddaughter let us in, but I don't know how to get out of here. Came down this slide, and now I can't get out. Can you like unlock the door? I had the keys, but my friends took them.
Did you pull the lever next to the slide when you got to the bottom?
No. It's just like the quietest, like, I'm an idiot, no. that Bowie can possibly muster. Should I? I'm not a human! I'm somebody's favorite, I hope.
He looks you up and down, and he sees your legs. Goats. And then he walks over to the
Wow.
door, looks at it, and if Klaus locked the door, we're stuck. Unless you go up the stairs.
That's the worst!
Wait, I'll see what I can do. And its hand, it like puts its hand out straight, and like different tools starts popping out of the tips of its fingers, and
Whoa!
it starts trying to like tinker with the lock and the door handle.
Whoa! Wait a minute. A couple of
Yes?
my buds did that, and we got like a big, like official warning message. Might want to like cool the old jet's turbo.
The Lord Nickelkey Cutter's security must be in place.
Yup.
He
So about
puts
that
the
lever,
tools back into his fingertips and like steps back and gets in line with his fellows.
Do you want to like rouse the troops, or should we like, or just need like a nap?
Are there devices to be made?
Yeah, of course. My buddy Pippin makes stuff all the time.
But
Actually, that hand of yours would probably be coming handy for him. No pun intended. Let me go check this other thing over here.
okay, you can have inspiration.
Okay. I'm going to head back over here, open the door, head over here, pull the switch.
In chat, Gage says, so in chat, what's going on is that Emmy said that Ark should take over Christmas in Oregon. And Pippin, or Gage said, maybe we'll change Pippin's last name again.
Great.
He's setting precedences.
I'm going to head this way.
Okay. Did you rouse the other gnomes?
I'm looking over here to see if there's another door. There is. Cool.
There is another door.
I guess I'll let the rest of the gnomes out. Just like get them started up, and I'll be like, "Come on, guys, let's go."
you have like
an army of 30 clockwork
it's
gnomes.
not 30, but probably like 15. A line of like 15 clockwork gnomes. It's like Bowie, 15 clockwork gnomes, and then Mare following behind it. It is the weirdest looking parade anyone has ever seen in all of Oregon.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, where's my baton?
And Mary is switching her tail and just thinking, what happens if I push the back one?
Have you ever seen Return to Oz?
Hey, this one opens. And wait a minute, I know where I'm at.
You know where you're at.
Come on, my dudes.
We
got stuff to take care of.
I've got to see if I can find something here. Hold on.
Look, you put Bowie in the game, the circus comes with him.
Oh, good
Are you
God.
looking for copyright-free Christmas music?
No.
Oh.
We are Santa's elves. We are Santa's.
We work hard all day.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
We are Klaus's gnomes. We are Klaus's gnomes. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go get food.
Okay.
You're good. I should be done with this. I've been just trying to figure out how the fuck to get out of these rooms,
Yeah.
guys.
You guys, you find
Can
your
I
way
just
out of
take
there,
a-
and
a-
you know
Can I just take-
this part.
A moment to note that the Clockwork Gnome did specify, are there devices that need to be made? It didn't specify toys. So they may genuinely know how to make like artillery shells for the Dragon Guard cannon.
I wish to point out that all devices are toys from somebody's point of view. I mean, come on. To the right,
I prefer
the Dragon
both.
Guard cheap thing is a toy.
I prefer both direct and indirect firing toys. I will assume that I can get my way back to the
You can.
cabin at this point.
You can. By now, they're probably up in the cabin.
It's
And
fair.
I am frantically looking for Mare.
You're just gonna be confused as shit when I come out of the basement again later.
I'm going to be really annoyed that you took Mare down there without me.
Hold on. Trying
You're
to get
good.
this working. Yeah, you can find your way back up to the cabin.
What's the situation?
You guys are where you left off at the end of last session. Kind of all... You just got up there, and Bowie's nowhere to be found.
And I'm looking
Did-
for Mare. Where's that
Did we do that? Did we do the plan where somebody shrinks the thing and we carry it up?
No,
I,
tired.
I was out of spell slots, so
that was a plan for another day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
So have we?
you guys are up there, and you guys just got up there, and all of a sudden, Bowie, are you going right upstairs after you find your way through? Is that your plan?
Yup.
Okay.
I don't know how badly this is gonna go.
Did the gnomes
Are you
follow him all
taking the
way?
gnomes with you upstairs?
I told you, you can't have Bowie without bringing the circus.
Okay, then give me 1 second so that I can do this for you.
Oh, God.
Well, guys, wait, Bowie? Bowie!
And the door is just kind of open where Bowie forgot to shut it behind him upstairs. He's a kid, you guys. You can't just...
Where's Mare? Mare! Mare!
Bowie!
The door's even left open to the cabin. There's like snow drifting in.
Oh, man. He must have left in a hurry. And I'll mage hand it closed.
Bowie!
Oh, I'll be going outside and screaming for Mare. And then Bowie.
And then
And
Bowie.
then Mare a bunch more.
I would like to track Bowie.
Give me a survival roll.
Alrighty. Give me a second to pull up my character sheet.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Grass is going to go for a slide ride.
Yeah, boy! Which way do my pecs direct me?
You find Mare's tracks in the ground going around to the back of the cabin.
Ah!
And when you get back there, you find a perfect outhouse.
I put my hand on the outhouse door and I say, another time. And I continue to follow. Because apparently that's my thing.
I cast Speak with Outhouse.
Yeah.
Just imagine what, like, Speak Without House as a spell would be, right? Like, did it just give you, like, the ability to read poorly etched porta-shitter graffiti? Like... Leopold's mom is nice. Like,
Yo, Speak with Outhouse would be a spell where you write on the wall of an outhouse, and somebody else in a shitter far away gets to read your graffiti
Oh my god.
as it's being written.
somebody redeem your fucking channel points for that spell, for the love of God. It can just make it a first level spell because it's, oh my god, it's a first level spell because it's, you ready for this? It's a first level spell because it's shitty sending.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shitty sending.
Anyway, I continue to follow the tracks if at all possible. We haven't rested yet, right?
No. You can follow it up the up into the trees, up on the cliffside, the way that Bowie had gone. It's because you track better than he does.
Okay. I have a 19 strength, which gives me a vertical jump of 4 feet. Can I hop up that shit like a mountain goat?
Yes.
All right. That's what's going to happen.
Meanwhile,
Athletic?
I got Pippin on my shoulder. Just carry him up the stairs. You're going to be fine, buddy. You're going to be okay.
I'm not the one who's
You were the one who was hurt, not him.
I know.
You're the one that got downed like immediately. Super crit.
Let's see if this
Leopold
worked.
has gone into the pantry and is
Nope.
basically doing the episode of The Simpsons where Marge gets addicted to gambling and so Homer has to cook. And it's just like, cloves, frozen pie crust.
If I wasn't worried about
we're out of
my
cinnamon.
having felt-
Pours water in a pot to boil. It catches fire.
Well,
There you go.
Oh my god. I have clockwork gnomes, you guys. I don't know if you can see them, but I have them. I have a bunch of them.
We can't see anything.
No, just watch the stream. You'll understand.
I'm looking.
Oh my god.
There you go.
All right.
You have a dozen clockwork gnomes. Oh,
Okay.
God. And they follow you into the cabin. While Grask has gone off searching for Bowie, Bowie comes up the stairs shortly after all of you have arrived and kind of collapsed throughout the building.
I like
Do we
to
just
think-
hear the thundering march of little gnomish clockwork feet as
Oh.
they just
It's not thundering. It's just kind of like
Clanky.
it's clanking. They're small. They're the size of gnomes. They're not huge.
It's still rhythmicized marching, so
Yes.
Pippin's probably going to think that all the constructs are coming to finish the job.
Oh God.
Oh god, get the keys! Get the keys!
Hey guys. Huh.
Where's the bear?
With me. She's No, don't get stuck. Come on.
The first gnome that you wound up, like all of a sudden you hear the last click of gears once it gets to the top of the stairs, and it just kind of like powers down, and then all the gnomes behind him kind of like bump into him, and then start like the sudden stop and bump of the gnomes. They start like falling back down the stairs like dominoes while you're coming up to greet everybody.
All right. Can you guys like wind each other? Is that like a thing you can do? Don't get tired. There you go. Fixed it. Huh. Win number 1 for Bowie.
Suppose is going to start moving things out of the way because she needs to get to Mare.
Grask, or I'll let
see
you
that
guys do
you're
this.
I
Safe,
presume.
Sir Bowie. Have you acquired a brass band? It's rather
No, I'm
loud.
not married. Why do you ask?
Well, you have a lot of kids following you around, so we were kind of hoping you'd gotten married.
Oh, well, they're cheaper by the dozen.
A few of them do seem to be a little bit dinged and dented. I'll see if I can. Leopold's just going to start doing like mending cantrips to try to like patch up some of their dents and like give them a brush down to get some
Yeah,
of the
these-
stuff and cobwebs off.
Any of the ones
Hey,
that are
Pippin, these
any-
guys reminded me of you, so
any of the ones that are wound up that you still wound up when you start mending, using mending on them. Thank you, Leopold.
What do they think of being rather roughly Goliath handled as I get them out of the way so I can get to my kitty?
Hey, rude! Stop that! Don't push.
They're in the way.
I think I've got enough food here for her. At least a week. Plus a really nice dinner right now, probably.
let me go grab Uh-oh. And I'll turn around and realize that there is a Grask nowhere in sight.
Grask, by now you're like have gone through the trees and are like, as you're moving through the trees, you start hearing hoofs all around you. You look around and there's a thundering herd of elk rushing through the woods in every direction.
Rushing?
Just kind of running.
Ah. Let's see.
Could you say they are almost dashing through the snow?
They are, in fact, dashing through the snow.
I think he said running through the woods.
Hmm.
Um,
Over the river and through the woods, kind of thing.
well, are they like coming at me?
No. They're just they've seen you and they're less kind of like running in all directions.
Oh no!
There's a Grask in the woods, and you've got horns, and you're terrifying.
Yes, this is true. Win number 18 for Grask.
Yeah, you've scared a herd of elk.
I did, just by being. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I have to find Bowie.
You eventually find your way to...
Bowie!
You find a cave.
Oh,
Bowie's
it is
tracks
time.
lead to the cave.
I would like to go into the cave.
There's a light on in the cave.
Oh? It is good to hear.
As you wander into this cave filled with light, ready for anything, because Grask is always ready for anything, you find yourself staring at 8 festive-looking, old, chip paint, faded stables, and a wall with a door at the back of them, built into the cave. The door's wide open.
Maybe those elk belong in these stables.
These are very old stables, Grask, but you might be right.
It is time. It is a problem for tomorrow's Grask. It is time to go down into the cave. Bowie is not here, and I need to find Bowie.
As you move into the cave, you see Bowie and Mare's footprints in the snow that lead into the cave, but then there's no snow at the back of the cave. There's just an open door at the back.
Oh, let's go!
And you go into the open door. There are some open barrels with food in them. The food smells and looks fresh, even though the barrels look old and ratty. And
Bowie would have sealed them back up as a heads up.
Oh, he would have what?
Sealed them back up.
Oh, okay. Then you see all these...
Because I was going to make them like a... Bowie's like, well, we can come back here and have a little party later.
Absolutely. So there's these sealed barrels in here, and then there's a trapdoor that's open, and you see a slide going down with a lever.
Well, the only thing that is better than finding Bowie is finding a slide. So we will go down the slide, as Bowie is also not here.
You go down the slide, and you find yourself back inside of the maze below Nickel Keycutter Cabin.
Well, shit.
In the meantime, Aramil, you've realized that Grask is gone.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go try and find Grask. I'll be right back.
No. Aramel, you're not allowed to leave unless you make contact with a person first.
Bring an adult.
Actually, you know what? He's a big boy. He'll find his way back. I'm really tired. I'm gonna take and I will just pass out in an armchair
Okay. Is anybody else going to look for Grask?
for my short rest.
I'm busy hugging my kitty and crying. Very
So
quietly.
your name is Glotch, and this one is Rocket, and this one is Clank, and this one is...
We've never had names before. I was Gnome 1, the foreman. I was Gnome 2!
That seems a little inconsiderate, though if those are the names that you are comfortable with.
We're clock gnomes.
I see. You seem to have a sort of ticking wiring mechanism, the same sort of gears that one would find in a clock, so I suppose that is an appropriate description.
Klaus thought it was funny, because he's a rock gnome.
Oh. Oh yes, that is quite good, isn't it?
Pippin, there's a bunch of artifact gnomes in front of you.
Yeah, Pippin is terrified of them.
They're like
Oh.
exactly your size.
Yeah.
Pippin! Oh, wait, well, watch. Hey, do the thing with your hand again.
The clock gnome raises its hand and holds it out straight directly, and a bunch of tools pop out of the fingertips.
Oh, and I pull out my tinker tools and kind of hold them like Wolverine to kind of mimic. But isn't this weird for anyone else? No. Alright,
In unison, all of the clock gnomes go, "We're fine." Just 12 exact replica voices at once saying the same phrase.
So anyway,
It's
there
like a
I was, upon the brink of death, above the far cliffs, above Nickel Key Cutter Lodge. Yeah, there was just
Way
like
I
a...
could get lost.
I don't get lost. I get inconveniently mislocated.
Mayor.
Bowie, do you even know what that means?
No.
Eventually, Grask, you find your way back the same way you had originally come through the halls down below and back to the basement.
Grask, I know you didn't go back down the stairs. How'd you get
There
there?
was a slide.
No, I turned them back to steps.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Then
you
it's even
followed it.
funnier.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just imagining Grass getting them. Grass is like halfway down this slide, steps.
yeah, I just imagine. No, screw that. If the whole thing could be steps, Grass is still going to treat it like a slide. And 19 wins for Grass.
Grass, Grass, Grask's
Petty win
backside
number
is
19.
so powerful
Grass
he can
treats
slide
stairs
downstairs.
like a slide.
I mean, he still has the shield, right? And like Bowie's taught him how to sled. So did he just?
Yeah. So instead, and he knows that there's a new outhouse door for him to use. So he just trashes this one, leaping on it down the steps, and it goes all the way
Like
down the
Kevin in
steps.
Home Alone.
Give me a oh my god. Give me a strength saving throw for the door. It's going to be
Strength saving throw.
yeah, it's just going to be a flat d20 roll.
All right.
Uh,
That shit
Oh
breaks.
god, that shit breaks so hard. You finally broke the
Poor
last
door.
piece of outhouse that you had left to you. And you broke it with your ass.
just like the
No,
first
the
time.
stairs broke it. I broke it with the stairs.
Did he bring the pieces back? I can mend it.
No.
No, he's got a new outhouse door waiting for him.
It's how Tippin Top would have wanted it.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
Imagine Grass coming back to the Ark corporation with a different outhouse door.
That's what
That's
Dot-
what I was
Dot is
talking
just
about.
like, this is the face Dot makes when he walks in the door. What? Like,
I don't think that Dot
The
would be that
artifact we
expressive.
re-
I think it would just be like
The
a major
artifact we
eye roll.
recovered was a perfectly preserved nickel key cutter brand outhouse door because the old one broke. No reason why.
Instead of like a moon carved in it, like there's a Christmas tree.
Yeah, exactly. Or a reindeer.
Gear on top. No. Christmas tree with a gear on top.
Like
oh,
just as a point of comparison for a moment. Okay? Like other parties go into dungeons and like find things that are going to devastate the entire world, and you guys go into dungeons like you come out with a broken outhouse door and a bunch of clockwork gnomes.
To be fair, we find things that could potentially devastate the world, but then we also find like a spiral slide.
Yes, that's true. I guess you did find a reformed lich.
We only take out.
An allegedly reformed lich.
What's that,
We
long
meet
pause?
Weapons of mass destruction and befriend them.
Yes.
No, yeah. What Pippin says is good.
Oh.
We like WMDs.
I would
So-
instead of a
So,
demi lich,
fun
I would
fact.
call Bernard a semi lich.
so fun fact. I'll talk to you guys about this on break. We found something that we didn't realize in our first adventure. And it's even funnier that we found it and then put it back.
No. Maybe?
What?
I don't know.
Yes. We'll tell you about it on break.
We found lots of fun stuff the first time around, but
Anyway. So can anybody cook?
yeah, I can cook Bowie.
I'm not allowed.
Not anymore.
I had started putting together the fixings of what was going to be a sort of meat quiche, but I think
I think
rations you provided would probably
here's the better part of a turkey. Some ham.
Bowie's food.
And I just keep pulling like ridiculously large sized objects out of this bag, and the bag's not
Leo's
getting
food.
any smaller.
And Leo's food is just gonna vanish because I don't trust its edibleness.
Uh,
So you're gonna
And then
take
I'll-
it?
This red jelly stuff
pick it
that
for the
my
kitchen.
mom really likes. Some potatoes.
Always the cranberry sauce, man.
They'll start cooking.
Actually, I am not a bit. Grass kind of comes up from the basement, and he's looking for like fruit preserves, since those would last a really long time.
Yeah, there's fruit preserves in the cabin.
And let us see. Well, what else do we have? I used to do a little bit of cooking when it was my turn, but
Bowie is just gonna take the red bag and invert it and just shake everything out of it onto the floor.
There's like meats and fish. Like
I did not say dump it. I said invert it, Mark. What's in the bag?
Oh fuck!
You know what else is in that?
That's
Beyond
how
what
you
put in
empty a bag of holding is a
just
head.
invert it. Okay.
You
So,
invert it.
Let's see. There's a turkey, a ham. There's a bunch of vegetables. There's like a week's worth of full meals in here, worth of food, Grask, that comes piling out onto the floor, and one wrapped present.
Oh, I
Whose
didn't put
gift
that
for
in
Bowie?
there. Oh,
Is there a tag
who's
on
it
it?
addressed to? Yeah, is there a tag on it?
Hmm.
It's for Andal, but it's just a lump of coal anyway.
Nah. Hmm. Nah. It's It would have to be for.
Think carefully, because we are going to deliver this to whoever it
Yeah, I was
is.
getting ready to say, you better pick
Damn
somebody
right.
that is still fucking alive, Mark, because we will deliver this. You understand that, right? That's why I
They're
asked
not-
who it was addressed to.
We will derail this entire stream.
Else.
We have
Deliver
Else.
We have to save Christmas.
For one person.
Yes.
Give me a second. I will tell you who it's to.
Can we just get the list of all the teams and just do like a roll d20 and have it be?
Mark's like, nope, not sending you to Raven Rage. Not sending you to any of those places.
Forced crossover as Ark desperately journeys
Try to-
across Orden
It's like
to deliver a freaking present.
it's like we're like fucking by the end of the fucking campaign, we're just Tom Hanks at the end of Castaway delivering like way out of date FedEx packages to people like, bitch, I ordered this like 8 years ago.
Right, we were a little backed up.
Okay. But can you imagine if it ends up being a gift to like a Lorien, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the heart of a greater fiend, and it's oh shit, we needed one of those.
It's
Son of a bitch.
It's typed in chat in Foundry.
Oscar Hammerstone.
That makes it even better.
Wait, I know that name.
Wait,
No, you don't, but I do.
does Bowie know who Oscar is?
Joe Bob said, "Send him to Grover. 15-person crossover with the council."
Oh god.
I bet that Bowie might actually know who Oscar is.
There are stories about him in your family. Of
There
course
are.
you do.
I am sure.
If you remember any of your great-grandmother Piper's stories, then you remember Oscar.
Yeah, Uncle Oscar. Wait a minute.
But he's one of the few people who would have been alive when Klaus Nickel Keycutter was still in business.
Who's anyone know an Oscar?
Yeah, I do. He ran around with my great grandma Piper.
Who didn't?
Oh.
Weird voice in my head. I said ran around with, not slept around with.
I'll turn to the gnomes and go, did you guys do something to Bowie?
So which direction is he in?
Bowie gets a terrified look. Oh,
He's okay.
yeah.
We will find him.
He was last spotted. Well, you guys don't
Wait,
know this, but he was last spotted in the Feywilds.
I bet I know how we can get there. Let's have dinner.
Yes, we do
I'm
need
cooking.
dinner.
And this
Uh,
is where
I want to keep jar of dried mushroom.
Oh, good God.
Anyway,
Mark knows what I'm gonna do with them too. I think.
I do.
Wait, is Ox?
Longpaws volunteers to cook because she wants edible food.
Okay. Then
Okay.
you
Brad
have
is going to make the best grab and growl he can out of these Thanksgiving leftovers that were in the fucking bag of holding.
Sure. Give
They're
me.
not leftovers yet. That's for tomorrow.
They are all food is leftovers.
True.
Give me survival rolls or cooking utensils rolls, depending on which one you have.
with assistance. I'm pretty sure at least one person is capable of helping you.
Long Paws and Grask both said they were cooking.
Yeah, you're good.
Grask,
Okay.
First
Grasks
roll's a
are
25, so
Grasks is terrible. You don't know
That
what
was
he's
for-
made out of it,
Yeah.
but Grask is absolutely sure it's edible.
Grask is making food for a half orc.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then Long Paws turns this feast into a feast.
Whoa, long pause. Where'd you learn to cook like this? This is freaking fantastic. Oh my god.
Big families.
it's important to know how to cook. I don't know how to cook for small groups. Cooking
Yeah,
for one is like impossible.
Hey, Bowie, you think that magic bag will like keep the food good? Because this is a lot.
Well, I didn't cook everything. There's uncooked stuff that's still, good.
I know, but there's still gonna be a lot of cooked stuff. I mean, look at all this.
Fair. I mean, I
Yeah,
can put it back in the
Come on,
bag.
there's an ice box and stuff. We just used the ice box and stuff, at least for now. Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming we still have to go downstairs some more. We didn't bring up the funky... Oh, Bowie, we found kind of the dragon gun thing or something. We had this idea that we'd shrink it and let Airmill run it upstairs or something.
Oh. Well,
Oh yeah. We So we went into like the dragon room. We used our keys and everything, but then we got jumped by a bunch of robots.
Wait a second. Wait. Didn't we get jumped because we didn't use the keys?
you could have
up,
just
Grass.
like asked nice, like, hey, can we come in? Like,
No. Bowie,
it's like
you
an outhouse
tried
door.
that.
You have to knock for first, Grass. You can't just pull it off the hinges.
It was
I
primarily
didn't
my
do that.
Oh,
We tried asking nicely, and it did not work because somebody forgot that we had keys.
oh,
I think
And
It
it
might
was
have
not
been
me
responsibility.
because Grask mined like steel trap.
well, who forgot we had the keys?
It was me. I'm
Aw,
so
Pippin,
sorry.
you never screw up. It's okay, bud.
That's not how that works, Bowie.
It totally does. I forgive you already.
All right,
All
you
right.
guys, and you guys look beat. I'm beat up, but like, you guys gonna take a nap and then we'll head back downstairs.
Oh, we are going
You
to
guys
bed
are-
after this meal. Because
Okay, you guys
Your
are.
options
I already
you're
kind
gonna
of.
take a food coma.
Maybe I might walk around a little bit, walk it off.
You're saying my food wasn't good enough to warrant a food coma?
No, what he's saying is that the air mill can only benefit from one long rest in a 24-hour period, and he's
I
already
already-
had his.
Yeah.
Comas are not late past 8 hours. They're like that 2 to 4 hour nap you take after Thanksgiving dinner.
Part of that's gonna be my short rest that I take to burn a bunch of hit dice. But yeah.
Yes.
But I have. Who has the You remember that letter we got from those elves? Who did I give it to? I kind of forgot.
I thought you had it.
Yeah,
I thought I gave it to somebody.
You might have
thought I
handed
gave it
it
to
over
Leo.
to our documancer.
I think I did. I think I gave it to Leo.
Okay.
I'm still holding the bag of bloody jewels.
It might be able to just seem so. So yeah, if you wanted to check over it again, I can't read a word of it myself.
Yeah. Here, and I'll take it from him.
Do you have the... I sent you what the letter said, right?
Yeah, and I have it in my notes too.
Okay, good. Good.
It's a role play thing I'm gonna do while
Understood.
these guys are sleeping.
That's fine. So the rest of you take a long rest while Aramil takes a short rest and takes watch in the cabin. The
Mare will
Pretty
follow up with him.
the gnomes, the clock gnomes, are active. When you wind them up, they stay active for an hour before before they need to be wound up again.
Well, can I just tell them to wind each other? You know.
Yes, they will wind each other if instructed to do so. Although
Man,
it is really uncomfortable in here with all of you and all of these clock gnomes taking up
It's
space in
really
this
cramped
cabin.
in here.
Can they build us a magical flying sleigh? For some reason, that seems thematically appropriate.
They can build a sleigh. It will take them time, and they need the pieces.
Okay, you have your.
Whoa! Hold on.
I am jolly and large. This is perfect.
Well,
we
we're in
will
the reindeer stable.
we will definitely deliver Oscar Hammerstone's present by end of year.
God.
I'm not going to make any guarantees, but it might be by end of session if I get my way.
We'll see what happens.
You don't have tree stride.
Don't need it.
Anywho,
Okay, so
well,
tell
those
me
guys-
how you guys are arranging yourselves in the cabin. Where are the gnomes? Where are people sleeping? You guys are taking a long rest, right? Who's not taking a long rest, and who is?
I'm not.
I have a task for the gnomes.
Okay, Pippin.
You remember the room with all the busted up toys?
Yes.
Can I send the gnomes down to fix all the busted up toys to put in the bag?
Yes. Yes, you can. That's what they do. That's what they're good at.
That's why I sent them.
So they can do that while you're taking a long rest, and they will wind each other when they start to unwind. Pippin, you're taking a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Leo, you're taking a long rest. Long pause, you're taking a long rest.
Yeah, Mare and I are curled up in front of the fire,
Perfect.
and I'm recasting my good berries thing before bed since I have a spell slot left, so I have another stockpile.
Sounds good. Grask, are you taking a long rest?
Grisk is taking a long rest.
Okay. All right. And Bowie, did you say you're taking a long rest?
Yeah, I have to. I mean,
Okay.
like, let me rephrase it. I don't have to, but if everybody else is going to, I'm going to as well.
Okay. So
I
Aramil.
literally can't. So.
Yes. So you
Yeah.
take a short rest, and then you are sitting there with this letter.
I'm for part of the watch anyway. I'm actually gonna head outside, throw on my winter coat so I don't freeze.
Sure.
And then is there like a tree nearby, like relatively close to the cabin?
Of course. Absolutely.
All right, I'll scramble up there, like I used to scramble up the side of buildings back home. I'll pull out the letter, probably read it about a dozen times, just over and over again.
Sure.
Really kind of, it's been on my mind since we found it. I just, haven't brought it up a ton.
Oh, hey, Mark. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it's not important, relevant, RP wise. I'll just ask during the break.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
Keep going.
Okay. And then I'm gonna pull out that handmade holy symbol of Nadara I made out of a bunch of fabric
Okay.
a long time ago
Yep.
while we were on the road. I'm gonna hold it in my hands, I think since the first time since the temple, and pray a little bit, and I'm just gonna ask. The elves see you as a patron of theirs, or at least I read some of that back in the library. We seem to look up to you a lot, and you're kind of one of the people I think they follow the most. Nadara, Viridian, pretty popular with our people. But I mean, this letter would. Can you really support people who might be wanting to raise demons? I know you're all about life and death and some idea of balance, but this This seems really unbalanced. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's true. I might be overthinking things, but this. I mean, what we found there with those elves, it doesn't look too good. I just. I don't know if I can have faith in someone, something. I don't know much about gods, really. Whatever you might be. I don't know if I could have faith in someone who would allow this. You know? This is bad prayer, I know. It's just, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with this kind of thing. I mean, Bowie's pretty chatty with his god, so I figured I'd try it, you know? But is this something you could be happy with? This threat of the elves who follow you potentially raising a bunch of demons, even though they say it's to help? I'm so confused. I thought, I was raised at home. I was raised with mom and dad, and it just seems like everywhere else I go outside of Geneva, why do elves have a reputation for being a bunch of jerks? Like, I don't. Like, I understand why they don't like humans, I guess. It wasn't exactly a fair thing for them to do to us. But, man, I don't know. Is this... Nandara, I guess if you're out there, if you can hear me in this dead forest, is this just the way things have to go to keep balance? I'm just so
You
confused.
have climbed up this tree. You are reaching out to Nadara, and there's a starry night sky over you. There's no moon right now. It's dark. Just the stars. And you're kind of sitting on this branch, turning the letter over in your hands. And the branch you're sitting on starts to bud acorns like in spring. Or pine cones like in spring. Bud pine cones as in spring. Brand new ones. They go from brand new budded pine cones through the entire life cycle until they fall to the ground in the snow. And laying there in the snow, in having fallen to the ground, it just says, in a pattern of acorns, not all.
With that, I'll hop down from the tree and continue the rest of my watch from inside the cabin.
As you go to hop down, the wind kicks up. And right before you hop down, the wind kicks up, and the loose snow and the fallen acorns kind of blow away. Not completely away, but so that it obscures the wording as if it had never been there, and the acorns half buried in the snow. And by the time you drop down and hit the ground, you wonder if what you saw was just a trick of the night, or if it truly happened.
Maybe I'm more tired than I thought. Man, it's freaking cold out here. Jeez. I'll crawl up, and if there's like a little windowsill or something to sit in, I will sit in and just watch out the window.
Sure, there definitely is. Your companions sleep. Grask snores. And,
I like how that's a differentiation.
Mare makes a couple of little kicking motions in her sleep, like she's knocking glasses off a table.
I will, just real quick, I will slip the letter back into Leo's document pouch.
Okay.
And then I'll continue watching our backs, making sure nothing's coming up on the cabin.
All right.
Point of order.
Hmm?
Before we go to bed, can Bowie fill a jar full of water and try to reconstitute some of these mushrooms to see if any of the spores will begin to get roots?
Give me a nature check.
Oh, fuck. I was hoping it was survival.
You can use survival. That's fine.
Anybody want to help me with this? That hit the table?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's fine. No, that's fine. That's good enough.
okay. That's what I want to do with them.
Okay.
I think two people in this channel know where this is going.
I have no clue.
I know where it's going.
Yep.
John Paul is totally confused by why Bowie would want to play with fungus.
And I know where there's a fresh patch of earth with some nutrient-rich soil at this point, too.
Yeah.
To do it in.
Is this a spell?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I'll let him do it. I'm not going to spoil it. But we'll take a
Okay.
quick break while you guys are taking a long rest, and then we will come back, and it will be morning. We'll be right back.
Okay.
We're back. And I'm going to do something fun real quick. Here we go.
The music's changing.
What's
I
up?
have Groovy muted.
Ditto.
I don't.
The music's on.
Oh, never mind. I think it was just the track fading in and out.
Yeah. Hold on. My computer's going real slow for a second, but that's fine. It'll do what I want it to do.
I'm scared.
Long pause wakes up and starts cooking bacon, put in her pockets.
You just refry ham.
There we go.
Right.
Airmail's still just staring. He's just been staring out the window.
Oh, I know what we're doing now. God damn you, Mark.
What?
What?
Nothing.
You know, I could go find mine and just put it on. In the basement somewhere.
Do we all have Christmas hats in the overlay?
What?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hang on, I need to open the stream.
I'm not sizing
make
it
you-
properly. I'm just putting them on.
What would make you think that? Us, Christmas hats? We're not in Santa
Well-
Claus's workshop, guys. What makes
We're
you
not.
say that?
We're not at all.
Well,
that would
I mean,
be.
we did party hats, so
That's why I
I
thought
will
of
be
doing this.
sure to wear. I'll be sure to wear my mask for that too.
oh boy.
Just need to find it.
There we go. People in the chat are enjoying themselves.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Just as dawn, the first light of dawn is approaching Aramil, as you're watching out the window, sitting on the windowsill, there is something coming up the pathway that has that the sun is kind of glinting and gleaming off of. A humanoid figure with a bag slung over its shoulder, like a travel backpack slung over its shoulder, and the sunlight is kind of shining off of its body.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can, like, change my angle to get a better view?
Sure. Yeah. You kind of move to a different window position and take a view out so that the sun is not quite glaring off of this form, and there is a Warforged walking up the path towards the cabin.
Real quick.
Would Aramil know what a Warforged is?
He has no clue.
Okay.
He just sees a robot.
Wait, no, this just looks like an armored figure walking towards the
we
cabin.
did have the conversation a couple of sessions back when we were down in the workshop. We did try to like explain them, so he might be able to put the pieces together
That is true.
based on our
Of course, he
description.
also just saw a bunch of clockwork gnomes, so he
Yeah.
could just think it's an overgrown
Yeah.
clockwork gnome.
Yeah, I told you
Airmill
they
doesn't know
look
a
like
lot,
shield
but with
guardians.
his intelligence, he's able to put stuff together fairly quickly. I just need to check something.
What is that?
This is just before dawn.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's good.
So
Or
I'm
it's just
going
around
to-
dawn. It's at dawn. It is at
Because
dawn.
I can see this Warforged, I am going to use Psychic Whispers because it doesn't specify willing. It just says I make a link with creatures I can see.
Okay.
So real quick, I am going to link with this guy.
This
Or
guy?
I don't
Who? Oh, this
His
this
name.
Warforged.
This Warforged. Yep. And then I'll throw my other two links to Pippin and Leo.
Okay.
But then I'm going to send a message or telepathically communicate with the Warforged and goes, "Hey, stop right there. Who the heck are you anyway?
This unit's designation is Sentry.
What the fuck? Hi?
Reveal yourself.
Aramil?
This is very much like what Lucy used to do.
What?
Do you know someone named Lucy?
No Lucy's. I know Lucille.
That is not her name. I am looking for a Mrs. Nickel Keycutter.
Are you continuing to move towards the cabin? Sentry?
Yes.
Okay. This armored figure
He is
is undaunted.
unarmed, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's not quite as scary looking as I imagined.
He doesn't have the blade on him.
He doesn't need it on him, remember?
True. Okay, but you have
Yeah,
at this
he's-
point. You have at this point made that your
Bonded to it, yes.
bonded to the hawk blade. Okay.
Yep.
Real quick, I'm gonna ping Pippin and Leo with my link. Guys, you know those Warforged people, that Warforged type people you told me about last night? There's one walking towards us. You guys hear that in your head as you're sleeping, I guess.
Gosh, sorry, I'll be right with you. Just gonna like fumble around, find like a dig through my pack, get like a bathrobe, just throw that on.
Leo, how familiar are you with the Eagle Legion? And at what point in their service were they during your time? Were they
Decommissioned by my time. It was an idle curiosity of my father's. He had retained several unit warforged that had once served with the Legion and retooled and redesigned them and set them to work as like household servants and domestic servants, and a couple of them were like learning like skilled trades, and so were like still of benefit, but it was like in a like, oh, aren't they a funny curiosity from the like 200 years ago when they were actually like a thing,
like from when they were the police in certain cities?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then real quick to Sentry. We know a Mrs. Nickel Keycutter. She's not here though.
Do you have a direction and heading?
You turned off your thing instead of turning it on.
Oh.
This is wild.
Which direction is she in? He doesn't stop. Oh.
He doesn't stop walking towards the thing, by the way.
Yeah, at this
He's
point you're
probably
like
at the door.
at the cabin's door.
Oh shit! Do I have to pull up Sentry's character sheet now?
You don't have to. No. We'll just roll with it. But you're at the door.
Yes.
Upon realizing he's at the door, I guess I'll just mage hand it open from about 10 feet back.
Leopold, as the door opens to the cabin and you're like getting up and getting your robe on, you see a warforged in the old style of the Empire.
And he wears a red cloak.
Mm-hmm.
The cloak looks new, and it has. Do any of you guys speak Draconic?
I don't.
I might.
Well, there's a Draconic symbol on the back of it. That's the important thing, and a hood. So all of him looks old,
Except for this
except
new
for
cloak.
this cloak. Yeah.
And Sentry is like huge. Well, not like huge creature size, but
Sentry
he's like
is
tall.
taller than Grask.
So he's like 8 feet tall.
Well, is he
He's
taller than Long Paws?
he's not as tall as Longpaws, but he weighs significantly more than either of them.
Put together
Aramil's
or
just-
each?
Probably together.
So Pippin,
I'm just curious.
Leopold, you've been awoken. Longpaws and Bowie, you have not yet. Aramil opens the door, and Grask, you haven't been awoken yet either. Aramil opens the door to this.
That would probably wake us
Warforged.
up. It's cold.
Oh yeah, cold air blows into the cabin. Well, you're by the fire, Longpaws.
Right. Do you know how annoying it is to suddenly get a cold back when the front is warm?
Mm-hmm.
You'll wake up.
Pardon the intrusion. I have information I need.
You've been sent here because you went to Drakengard Keep first, and this was the last known. Well, this is one of the addresses on record for the nickel key cutters, and this is the direction you were sent in first, or at least this is the direction you went first because it was the closest to Drakengard Keep from your journeys, and so you have arrived at this cabin searching for missiles for the female nickel key cutter that you remember.
So are Longpaws and Bowie awake yet, or no?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Oh,
he's
you're
not
actually doing Your
subtle.
job.
Yeah, he's not. You're definitely awake now if you weren't from the cold air.
Hey, Aramil! Who's the Warforged?
He says his name is Sentry, right? I'll look up to Sentry.
Yes, this unit's designation is in fact Sentry.
Ha! Ha! You sound like that guy!
What guy are you talking about?
They, Arkansas? Rust in the breeze? Carry on, my wayward spark?
I am not familiar with these terms. Are you threatening me?
No, he went by a different name way back when. R? He has a thing! That's why you sound different!
That is a designation I am not familiar with. Have you had breakfast?
No.
A friend of mine told me that doing nice things for strangers is a good way to make friends. I will make breakfast.
Oh my god, this is the most Sentry thing ever. Sentry just walks in and starts cooking breakfast, I'm assuming.
I'm not gonna stop him.
He doesn't-
Absolutely.
Sentry,
Absolutely. He starts making breakfast.
knowing Sentry, he doesn't wait for permission.
No. It's the nice part is that he asked.
Pippin.
So you all have a chance to have a quiet conversation with one another while Sentry barges in and starts committing breakfast.
Committing breakfast.
Committing breakfast.
Somebody hide Mare. Historically, this is not
Committing
gone well.
breakfast.
Just like holding the V of.
Oh wait, no.
Yoru.
That all gets +3.
Mark, I sent you a message.
This is,
Okay.
An unusual wake-up call, but
That's what I'm referencing.
exciting.
Pippin.
I have a question.
So that you know what's going on.
I know what you were referencing.
As long as you knew.
Pippin has a question.
For who? The DM or the
for
Sentry?
DM.
Just so you know, or I'll just respond here.
Okay.
I'm gonna pet my cat and just kind of stare blarily at this shiny thing interrupting sleep and hope that it knows how to cook.
Aramil, did Century happen to mention at all the information that he is requesting?
He's looking for a Mrs. Nickel key cutter.
Oh, we may want to clarify specifically which Mrs. Nickel Kikata. I believe that he is what is referred to as the second generation Warforged. They were quite common slightly before my time, about 200 years ago or so. There used to be an entire legion entirely made up of Warforged units similar to Century, and when they were decommissioned, several of them ended up rather like myself, I suppose, dead to the world, only to reawaken at some future time. He may not be aware of specifically which Nickel Kikata it is. He may be chasing a ghost.
Oh,
We've done
would
that.
That'd suck.
I need to.
Pippin, do you know anything about Warforged? Like,
Mark, you said Sentry, or Chris said Sentry was like super big. Do these Warforged have any resemblance to the Shield Guardian in Wendelberg's place?
He
Or
does not.
the
He does not.
automatons that were in Wumbleberg's place. Remember, you had an entire automaton factory at Wumbleberg's place, complete with parts.
No, it does not. He does not look like any of them.
I don't
Okay,
remember any
um,
Tom from the factory. I
We
remember,
did. They were powered by crystals.
I have no idea.
Cent-
I've never seen one like this before.
Sentry, I'm sending you a message, by the way. Continue. I'm sorry.
You know as much as I do. About this one, at least.
huh? I mean, I linked with him. I was able to talk in his head, which I don't think you can usually do with other. Well, I guess he's not really a robot, is he? Or a construct. You guys said they're a bit more than that. I think, like they're pretty close to real people.
I don't know the exact magics, but yes.
Okay.
My father attempted to explain it to me once. It was slightly technical. I don't recall the exact details. I believe he mentioned something about they have a crystalline mind.
Oh.
In much the same way that we have what you would call a soul, they have the same in organic form.
So their soul is just a bunch of rocks, or
Hey!
hey, Grask. We have a visitor.
Yeah, Adamil, who's the metal guy?
He's bigger than you.
My name is Sentry.
Oh no!
Ah, fantastic. It is good to see you.
Yeah, he's looking for Mrs. Nickel. You know what? I'm just gonna ask him. Hey, Sentry,
Yes.
which Mrs. Nickel key cutter are you looking for?
In my time, she was known as Captain Sylvia Nickel Keycutter.
We know it's Sylvia, key cutter lady. She's really old.
I will need a distance and heading.
Well,
Ask Map Man.
hey, Grass, can I have your phone?
Ah, yes! Pippin, hand over the phone.
Thought you had it between your
I have committed breakfast.
I've committed breakfast.
Are you committed to the asylum?
Question. You said you get an additional +3 to your breakfast rolls than what Grask has, or is that correct? Is the +5 correct?
Yeah, the +5's correct.
Okay, so it's an 11. He is.
Yes.
He is.
It looks just like home. Home cooking.
With an 11, it is a it is a sufficient. He has committed a sufficient breakfast.
It is edible.
It's like plain oatmeal without brown sugar and maple syrup or anything.
You've made better, Century.
So Mrs. Keycotter's like a real long time away, but I know where she's at. But I might be able to get you there faster. Century.
Oh wait, I don't think we're supposed to give free rides to
muted.
people.
You're muted, Chris.
How is this possible?
Let me make a call. I'm gonna start hitting buttons until Dot picks up.
It's a rock.
Even if it's just the same button over and over again.
It's a stone. You just gotta squeeze it and talk into it.
Yeah, you start talking into the stone. What are you saying? Like the rune on the stone starts to glow blue as you start like pounding on it.
Hey Dot. We did a thing.
Oh, Bowie. You did what thing? And why are you calling so early?
So we're at Mrs. Keycutter's place. And we found some of the stuff we need, but it's like stuck in the basement, I guess. But there's a metal man, a warforged here looking for Mrs. Keycutter. Like, what would you say it was? Commander Sylvia Keycutter. What do we do?
Give him directions?
Well, I was actually hoping maybe you could take him. You did that thing with Grask and Leo. Can we like push him into this thing?
It doesn't quite work that way. The stone.
Jeez. Well, we'll stand back from it if we have to. Or maybe you could send somebody to like pick him up.
Do you remember how she did it the last time?
No, we had to stand back, and it was like a bomb went off, and like it just kind of shit out Leopold and Grask. That's why I asked. That's why I'm calling Dot to ask. It makes for convenient.
Mechanically, it was a teleport spell from a scroll.
Yes, from a
Or
scroll.
something.
I don't know.
The home.
Well, maybe.
The home office sent someone to transport them to you. I can't do that on my own. He's going to have to walk.
Oh. Do you think it's like a smart idea to give this guy directions, or like, nah?
Well, you're there with him and I'm not, so I guess that you should.
I don't know. He looks pretty tough. He could probably kick Grass ass. He could probably kick Grass ass in a fight. So
Has he
we're
attempted?
not dead.
Only Grisk
No.
can kick Grisk's ass in fight.
Has he attempted?
You, Metal Man, we take this outside.
Oh no!
Oh God!
Wait.
Very well.
No, stop.
Why? Why? Sorry. Damn you people.
Sir
Grass, come on,
Dot,
fight the metal man.
I can give him directions, but like he has to follow them himself. Unless you just want him to tag along with us till we come back.
Has he tried to commit violence against you?
Committed breakfast.
Oh, he committed breakfast. Yeah, what Longpaw said. Whatever that means.
Okay, look.
Mark, as an aside, I'm totally down.
Oh God.
Why don't
Well-
we just stick him in the bag with the other mechanical toys, and we can carry him around that way? Problem
Pip-
solved.
Oh, that is
Pippin-
actually something we could do because Warforged don't need to breathe air or eat food.
Yeah, and you could quick deploy him in a pinch.
Oh God.
Sentry, I choose you.
Tactical murder bot inbound.
Like
He
a
would-
battle droid.
He would teleport
He would
out
not
of
like
the
that,
bag.
though.
He would teleport out of the bag, and then his sword would just teleport into his hands.
I'm down.
As an aside, Dot basically tells you, well, Pippin is the boss, so perhaps he should make the decision. He's there, and not here. If you would like me to request assistance from the Home Office, I can. But the franchise will be charged for the cost of the spell.
I think Sentry might qualify as an artifact. He's pretty old.
Do you think Mrs. Keycutter would pay us to deliver him?
I'm unsure, but I can find out.
Well, we technically did find him at her property,
Yes.
and he is an artificery thing, kind of.
Yes.
So we should put him in the bag and take him back with us.
I think Warforged are technically considered to be humanoid. If that's the case, there are strict laws against slavery in Orden.
Oh God.
I'm not talking slavery. I think I'd be talking kidnapping or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's try and
Not
stay away
exactly.
from both of those things. Long pause.
Sentry, what do you think? We could deliver you, so you won't have to walk anymore.
You're muted, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite fine with walking. It has helped me gain some perspective.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, there's a couple ways there. There's the straight way,
He doesn't want to go the straight way.
give us a shortcut home. And then there's the really long way.
Well, but on the other hand, the most direct path would kind of take us through Oakhold, which we kind of need to go anyway.
Right, he could plow the road.
Leopold's gonna just, as unobtrusively as possible, just take the sending stone and just quietly sort of whisper into it. Doctor, on the subject of requisitions, if Tip and Top haven't already acquired a new outhouse door, then it may benefit them to do so as promptly as possible. Terribly sorry for contacting you so early. Hope you have a lovely day. Gently tap it back down, and then sort of like turn and look at Sentry. Thank you for providing this meal for us. Obviously, we believe that we can direct you to Sylvia Nicole Kikata. However, she is currently our employer, and so we have a vested interest in making sure that no harm comes to her. I do not mean to cast aspersions. I simply want to know why do you wish to find her? Are you currently working for some military organization? Are you seeking to reestablish contact with your captain?
I've received a new directive from the Nexus, and he's gonna. He opens up a chest panel, and they're like it's like shittily installed, but it looks like a crystal wrapped in gold bands.
Oh. What? Is that the Nexus?
It is a fragment, typically installed in captains of the Legion.
We must be
But
transmitted.
I am not an artificer. I cannot properly install this piece of equipment, and therefore need to speak with Mrs. Keycutter.
Yeah, but who is Sylvia Keycutter to you? Did she?
She was my Legion's armorer.
Oh.
This is where we find out Ms. Nickel Keycutter did some badass shit back in the day. She was that real shit, you know what I'm saying?
Can't talk now. She spent so much time yelling on the battlefield.
Oh, I feel really. This is gonna make me feel really bad. Did she build you, create you, birth you? I really don't know the process here.
Only the Great Forge is capable of creating new warforged. They were then connected to the Nexus. Information was disseminated across these crystals through great expanses of the Empire.
You know the Empire's gone, right?
I am aware.
Just checking.
I feel like in Sentry's head he's going, for now.
He's absolutely going for now. But, you know, with its new robot overlord. But that's not something he's going to share.
That's fine.
We're gonna have to fight Sharp-Eyed for the throne. Send in a Scalene. We're getting him on that throne.
That will be the wrestling match to end all wrestling matches. Sentry versus Sharp-Eyed.
That the cats are the
That's-
gods.
That's not a wrestling match. That's wholesale slaughter, as a heads up.
Yeah,
it's
Sentry
a
would
wrestling
destroy.
The arena is the
him.
desert out back.
No, but Mirthno's enlarged now, so we'll just turn him into like Gojira, and it can be like Gojira versus Mechakara.
I'd watch that on pay-per-view.
So yeah,
Well, you need to-
Sentry informs you that Sylvia Nickel Keycutter was his unit's armorer, and that is why he is looking for her in order to install this piece of hardware that he has, this piece of the Nexus.
Bowie's gonna poke his head down the steps and yell for one of the clockwork guys to come up.
1, 2, somebody.
Yeah. One of the clock gnomes comes up into the main cabin.
Hey, are there any of Klaus's tools in the basement?
All of Klaus's tools are in the basement.
Hey, Pippin, do you think we'll need any of those?
This is
For what?
Well, if Miss Sylvia is supposed to put that thing in, she's gonna need the tools, right?
You guys met Sylvia. Do you think that she's capable of installing anything on anyone right now?
no.
Absolutely. She has a
If
butler to
she-
do her hands.
If she still has the knowledge necessary, she might be able to explain the process to us in a way where we would be able to attempt it.
Look,
Maybe,
if
Oh.
she
I mean,
has a telepathic link with her butler, I'm pretty sure she could get him to do anything.
I was gonna say this is. I mean, I know Pippin's our local like artificer, but this is. I mean, this is kind of. This isn't your thing. Your thing is like potions and stuff, right, Pippin? So like. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do it. I'm just saying like we might. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry.
I consider myself a capable smith. If she can relay the technical information to Pippin in a way that he is able to understand and guide me in the process, we might be able
Well,
to.
wait. What about and Bowie kind of like pantomimes like a jaw flapping.
The
What
door?
about no. The
You cannot have my door.
Bernard, right?
Bernard.
Maybe he'll know how.
Yo,
Yeah.
are we really getting Sentry possessed by a demi-lich?
No. just gonna ask some questions.
Okay. All right. I'm game either way.
Oh,
I
that-
I have
That's
found a
good.
new phylactery, foolish mortals.
Well, there's all the tools in the basement. Leo's a smith. Well, no, you're Leopold Andrea. How can you be Leopold a Smith?
God.
I
Bowie.
think if
Don't you have multiple
3
names?
generations back on my mother's side, I am actually a smith. So I have a little of that blood in my veins.
Oh,
And-
sweet Christ.
And Pippin's an artificer, and like Bernard's like real smart. Do you
I-
want to just? I mean, Mrs. Sylvia isn't going to be able to do it, you guys. She's like way too old. I mean, like,
Yes.
no offense, Century, but like, she's in her golden years, you know.
Why would I be offended?
Well, if you knew her when she was young, then that would mean that you're old. Really old.
I am very old.
How old?
This is a fact. This is not an offense.
It's
How
just,
old?
yeah, because
How many centuries? Century?
I am not sure. It is not relevant.
It might
Uh,
be.
Mark,
Different models have different specs based on year, you know.
Can we? Is that something that could be done, Mark? Could the mecha gnomes and Leo and Pippin like do the thing that Century is?
Brain surgery in Santa's workshop.
They can try
This would be
all
hard
the.
surgery.
I will say this: all of the.
Is there? I guess between Bernard, all the mecha gnomes, and them two, is it possible? Is success possible or no?
They haven't done it before, so the DC would be pretty high. But you'd get advantage because of the number of people working on it, and all the necessary tools are in fact down there. Like the clock gnome said, all of the artificer's tools are down there. So is it possible to do it? Yes. Is it would it be very difficult? Also yes.
Well, a bunch of us still have inspiration, but they're already gonna have advantage.
This will be.
Question.
I will say
Do we
this.
want to
I will
do
say
this?
this is, if you try to do this with the tools and the number of people, it is going to be a skill challenge in order to install it in Century successfully. So it will be a number of successes before a number of failures in order to install it.
so
Do
just
we want to
Real
like okay, out of character gang? Is this something we want to try to do? Because like out of character, I don't think Miss Sylvia can do this.
well, yeah, that's
She's
what I was
just
gonna ask.
too
'Cause when
old.
we met Sylvia, like we knew she was old, but for a gnome, because like gnomes live what, like 250,
3-ish, 4-ish, like
and
max.
she was like,
bumping max.
and she's like pushing 350.
No, she's
Yeah.
like pushing. She's like
Close to
older than
500.
gnomes should be. She's like
Yeah.
pushing
She's
for.
like that 104-year-old lady who lives down the street, and you're like,
Yes.
huh? She's how
So-
old?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So like out of character, is this something we want to try, or do we want to just like send Sentry on his merry way? Sorry, Chris.
Trying would be fun as long as we're sure he's not going to end up homicidal or anything, because nobody's told me yet.
Yeah,
and next
here's a real
time
great
I'll
answer.
do
A real great way to
guns.
know the answer. Hey, Sentry. Who installed this the last time? Like,
What do you mean?
well, you said it's like not hooked up right. Like,
I retrieved this from the corpse of a fallen captain from
So-
my legion.
what
I
happens
installed this.
if we screw up?
Nothing.
Well,
Okay,
it
but
depends
if
on how
we succeed-
badly you screwed up.
Right. Sure, that's
So
fair.
that's not like your heart or anything. Then
It's not
No.
going to kill Sentry. Is what like was what I was
figured
trying
out
to
what
figure.
that part
It is.
was.
It is called a
It's the
docent.
morality chip they installed to stop me from flooding the chamber with deadly neurotoxin.
Yeah. What
I will-
what happens if we install it correctly?
Then I will reestablish a connection. I will establish a limited connection with the spirit within it.
And the spirit within it is
An onboard
biological
service
creature
program.
friendly.
It's just Wheatley.
Biological.
It's more
creature
competent
friendly.
than Wheatley.
It's fair.
It's like a guidance system for him.
It's like Cortana, basically.
Yes.
Guidance system doesn't sound good. It makes
What?
me think of missile strikes.
No, it's like it's
It's
essentially like an
It is an onboard assistance program.
in
Think of it like Cortana.
in layman's terms, it's an Alexa for
It's an
for Century.
Okay, in mechanical terms, it is a translator / resuscitation unit.
So it's an onboard assistance program.
Yeah,
an-
it can
an
also
OAP
detect
that
magic
you want
at
to have
will.
installed by an old age pensioner, an OAP.
Oh,
So
so we doing this? I guess.
do we get any goodies out of you? Will you owe us a favor or something? I mean, this kind of sounds like a job, so I guess maybe I should let Leo negotiate the job for us. You're the legalese.
Century, they're asking if you'll pay them.
I'm not sure this is typically within our purview. I mean, we are typically in the business of acquiring artifacts. In this case, Sindri already has the artifact in question. He simply needs it installing into himself. I would feel more willing to do so if we had Mrs. Nickel-Cutter's guidance as somebody who has done this kind of delicate work before, and so will know some of the potential pitfalls that we might stumble into unknowingly if we attempted to do it on instinct.
We lost Pippin.
We did.
Well,
I was just about to ask him a question too.
We did ask Dot to go talk to Mrs. Keycutter or Miss Sylvia, so maybe we'll get a call back here before too long.
Yeah, I mean,
We can go bug
Dot-
Bernard meanwhile, since you guys were so rude as to not let him travel.
And Bernard might know some stuff too. He's real old too.
It is possible. Century, you mentioned the Great Forge, where the Warforged were created. Do you happen to know the location of that place?
I do not.
So it's theoretically possible that it could have been here. There is a workshop after all.
A workshop, not a. I mean, when I think of Great Forge, I'm thinking like huge blacksmith anvil, lots of bellows.
We didn't
Either
finish
way, if
exploring.
Klaus was a renowned artificer in his own right, it's possible that he, if not necessarily having the forge here, at least knew of it, had traveled to it, seen it, and perhaps relayed that information to Bernard. I agree with Sir Bowie. I think it would be a good idea to check with him, especially as long as noted. We did sort of make a promise that we would assist him, and then stumbled into a rather more danger than we were prepared for.
Yeah, I mean if you guys think we could do it with the gnomes, maybe if Bernard, knows a thing or two. We need
to ask.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We just gotta align it up, right? I mean, how hard could it really be,
Based on trying to pick locks, not always easy.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you're talking to.
Right. This would be like me picking locks, not like you picking locks.
Ah, gotcha.
Maybe a little better.
I love this brash 17-year-old confidence. Like, it's just rocket science. How hard can it be? It's just math, right?
Kinda, yeah.
no, the math part is easy. It's the other part that's hard.
Yeah, no, I can, I mean, I can show you some tricks. It's really just about like, oh, hang on, I gotta take this call.
Okay.
Mm.
You're good.
Why don't we take a quick 2-minute break to see if Pippin can get back? He's
Yeah.
having internet trouble, and Gage has to take an important call. So we'll be right back.
We're down a gauge and a gauge.
Yes. Okay, everyone exists. So as I was saying to all of you during the break, your choices are this. You can give Sentry directions to Mrs. Nickel Key Cutter, lie to him about directions to Mrs. Nickel Key Cutter, or you can attempt to install the piece of the Nexus with what you have at your disposal.
Bowie's vote is that. I mean, I've stated Bowie's vote in character, but just Bowie's vote is that Miss Sylvia is too old. She won't be able to do it. We've got to find a different way. Without getting in character and trying to rehash a huge big conversation.
Yes, that's why I don't want to rehash it. I just kind of want to
Yeah.
lay it out of character and see what
Yeah.
you are thinking real
I
quick.
vote we ask Bernard what he thinks.
I agree that it would be wise and potentially save Sentry a lot of time and trouble if we are able to assist him. Plus,
Yeah,
what's
I
more
think-
arc than the team that couldn't make hot chocolate deciding they're going to do brain surgery on a robot?
Not brain surgery, heart surgery.
I mean, yeah, no, I think we
Slightly
should
less
because,
scary.
like, I mean, Sentry looks pretty tough, but I don't know if he could make it all the way to Deer Bluff without, a lot of problems.
Well, Pippin, do you think you could do it? Maybe Bubbles could help. Could you use Bubbles as like a funnel or something to get this thing in the right place?
Bubble funnel.
I don't really know anything about machines, but I can try.
I mean, Mr. Wumbleberg was pretty good with them. Maybe it runs in the family, you know? You've got the knack, my dude.
I don't really like being compared to him, I guess.
No, man, you're like the upgraded version.
Why can't I just be Pippin?
Well, you can be just Pippin if you want. Do you want to be just Pippin?
Of course.
I'm sorry, Pippin.
That's fine. I'm not my grandfather.
No, you're better.
Gage, because of your scene with the letter, get inspiration. Gage, because of this moment with Bowie, get inspiration.
Oh, wow, ow. That came out of left field. That kind of hurts. Oh, yeah. Right there. Well, I mean, yeah, no, we gotta let Pippin be Pippin, and Pippin is our leader, so. What do you think, leader?
I don't really know. It might be fun to try, to help him.
I could be like your, you know how magicians have assistants and they hand them stuff?
Oh, I already have an
Nurse,
assistant.
Scalpel.
Sorry.
Oh, right, Bubbles. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Need an assistant?
Can I be the assistant manager? No.
All right, Rat.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
There's
we
a
should
reference for you, Mark.
What's that?
Is that all right, Rat? There's a reference for you, Mark.
Oh, God.
I think we should ask Bernard. Maybe he knows something about this process since he knew Klaus. Maybe he might know a thing or two. Maybe able to guide us a little bit with the clock gnomes' help.
It does strike me that if this nexus is in any way comparable to a humanoid soul, we may want to speak about the matter somewhat obliquely, where Bernard is regarded. It would be a little bit like waving a delicious tortilla chip in his face.
What's a tortilla?
Oh.
Where's a tortilla?
Oh, please tell me the tortillas haven't gone away.
I have some bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're from the Halrian.
It's okay. I remember the recipe. The seeds will exist somewhere. And when I have land of my own, I will harvest fields of wheat and make tortillas again.
Oh,
There's plenty of fields of wheat around. You don't need to make those. If you have a funny way of cooking your wheat, just tell us.
It does occur to me that it might be corn. I can't quite remember now.
Okay,
It's
if
definitely
you
one
wanna
or the
cook
other.
corn a funny way, I'm not in favor of this.
Anywho, so what's the plan?
We go talk to Bernard! Right, boss?
We can try to help Century. No promises, of course. As long as it doesn't take too long.
Century, what are your thoughts? They're offering to install the docent.
I like this plan. I do not see how it could in any way fail.
Oh god. How very Century of you. What does Grask think of all this? Or is Grask just kind of sitting there wondering about the outhouse door?
Grask is sitting down on whatever passes for a couch around here, picking his nose.
I knew you were going to say that. Like, in my soul, I was like, I bet Grask is just sitting there picking his nose.
he walked
your
over by the front
soul?
doors. He walked over by the front door so he could fart without being heard. Like,
Right.
but it was still like lightning, or it was still like thunder, like rumbling the whole house.
Let's take this
Wait,
outside.
Mark,
Goes
Mark.
outside, farts. All right, I'm back.
Do you feel it in your soul or do you feel it in your ghostent?
Yes.
Because they're the same thing, apparently.
So how do we start this process,
Okay.
DM?
I will tell you.
Yeah.
And also, I need to, before we do that, I need to ask
Downstairs.
Pippin a question.
Takes the kitty along.
Pippin, as a character development type question from me, the DM, is your aversion to some of the more mechanical things that you've come into contact with? You are primarily an alchemist, and your most important invention is bubbles, and that is the area that you want to grow in with your alchemy. But is your recent direct aversion to mechanical things have anything to do with the Wumbleberg connection? Or is that unintentional?
Not in that direct of a way.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay.
I think part of it is like we're kind of stereotyping artificers right now. In kind of a big way.
Yes.
Even though we've been traveling with Pippin for so long.
Well, again, other than Pippin, the average intelligence level of this party is like a 10.
Again, Pippin is literally the smartest person that Bowie knows.
Yes.
So
I
like,
have a 16.
Same.
That's true.
It's like in a movie where it's like, I'm a scientist. Like, okay, but what's your specialty? Oh, I'm just a scientist. I do all science.
I do science.
General sciences degree.
Okay.
Applied science, whatever
Well,
it is.
you'll have to take Sentry down below and introduce him to Bernard. If you are going to ask Bernard if he can do this, you will have to, or at least direct you.
yes.
And then you will need to get to the tools.
Is there a...
We know where the assembly line is, right? And that's where the tools are.
There are
But
Tinker's
their
tools
tools
on
are.
the assembly line, yes. And the gnomes
But-
have Tinker's tools.
There might be
And
a better place
we-
to do this.
we know that there's like an actual like conveyor belt on the assembly line that like Sentry could lay down on
Mm-hmm.
to like actually perform this work. Is there like a crane or anything in any of those rooms that like we could use to like move things? Like
Not-
hydraulic lift might be a better way to explain it because Sentry's fucking heavy.
Not in the rooms not in the assembly room.
What about in the... Is there anything in the prototype weapon room that might be useful? Is there any more specialized stuff in there that we saw?
Yeah, it wasn't here.
There's
week, so I don't-
not. It was a prototype like testing area for that particular thing. However, Bowie, you have the Drow map, and they
Right.
described some hydraulic cylinders on that map in the one room.
Plus, we could ask Bernard if he knows where we should do this.
Right,
And you
Bernard would
can.
know. And we know where all of these things are, and we have a map.
And you have a
So
map.
let's go to Bernard first.
Okay.
Maybe avoiding the trapdoor.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, well,
Sentry's
there's lots of other
real
doors
fucking
to go
heavy.
there.
Mm.
We'll just take one of the many other doors.
Yeah.
You head down into the chambers below, the workshop below, and head to where Bernard is. And when you arrive, Bernard says, "Ah, so you did decide to come back, I see, after stranding me here and telling me that that you were going to take my phylactery and let me look around after you decided what you would do with me, and you just left with my phylactery, and now you're back. Thank the gods."
Who is this?
Bernard, your phylactery is fine. These guys just want to make sure none of the pipes were broken before we turned the knob or something.
Oh,
We can turn the knob now, right?
were you? Are you afraid of me?
Yes, they
A
are.
little.
They are. I'm not.
I've already promised I won't eat any souls
Is
without
Sentry
permission.
down here?
Yes.
Yes.
Sentry has to come
They've
with
brought
us.
Sentry with him.
Who is this?
There's a
Bernard.
floating skull in a jar.
Aw. He's the guy that's gonna give us directions on how to give Pippin directions to fix you, I think.
And he is probably the friendliest Demi-Lich in existence.
On the subject of directions, since it might actually be relevant,
Excuse
trying
me.
to think how best we might go about this. Bernard, are you capable of winking at all? There's little lights in your eye sockets. Can you make one sort of dim slightly?
Yes, he does exactly that. No, I cannot do that at all. And then he makes one blink.
Okay. Now, could you do your left eye for me?
He does.
Good. So you do understand the difference between left and right.
Why wouldn't he?
I'm extraordinarily intelligent. Probably more intelligent than you, yes.
Well, see,
It's
we
this one.
followed the directions that you gave us and happened to stumble into a room full of security measures.
Oh.
And that is why we have been late in coming back to you. You see, we had to recoup after they zapped us several times.
Don't you have keys?
Let's
Yes,
not
we
talk
do.
about that.
Use them.
Anywho,
But your
I'm-
directions were still wrong.
I'm sorry. It's been it's been a few hundred years since I've been awake, and you won't mind if my memories are slightly fuzzy from having been asleep for so long. I'm sure none of you can relate to being frozen in time for several hundred years, but it does wonders on the brain.
Leopold just walks out of the room.
Yeah, Bernard, that was very insensitive. He was a statue for a long time.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. He doesn't look like a statue.
You said was,
been-
not is.
yeah, he's been unstatued for a little while now. But
Well, then
anywho,
he understands. Someone who's also been asleep for several hundred years shouldn't be making references like this and giving shit to someone who has also been asleep for several hundred years. I think he was the one being a bit insensitive, don't you? I didn't know that he was asleep. He knew I was.
it's a two-way street with a bad crossguard. Anywho,
You want me to give you directions to do what with this thing?
so we're
How
trying
to
to.
insult those.
Thing. I am not a thing.
What are you?
I am a soldier.
Soldiers are things.
Are you sentient?
Yes, quite.
Are you
He's a work.
You
sapient?
seem to be trapped.
Are you sapient?
Actually, I'm pretty sure he's sapient. I'm not sure if he's sentient. Sentry, do you feel things?
Do you mean in the sense of the physical sensation of touch, or insofar as
Love,
emotional
hate.
responses?
Emotion stuff. Love, hate, jealousy.
This conversation's irritating the shit out of me right now. Does
I don't
that
know if that
count?
one counts.
I think that
I'm
counts.
fairly
counts.
certain it does.
That counts. Okay. So you want
Okay,
my
so
help?
He's
Yeah.
sentient as well as sapient.
Okay.
Yeah,
We need a workshop.
A workshop. Well, the workshop is.
for big things.
Let me give you directions to the workshop, and I will make sure they are right this time. My deepest apologies for the last time. It was merely it was an honest mistake.
Guys, we still gotta crank another wheel, remember?
We have to crank the first wheel.
Go back into the workers' sleeping quarters and take a left. When
Okay.
you enter the room, when you enter the hallway with the pillars,
Hold on. Just what room is it on this map?
oh, on that map. Let me show you. I can that one.
Okay, we know which room it is now.
He can't point. He has no hands.
Bowie will play charades with Bernard until
Are
he
you
can
just
figure
gonna
out-
keep pointing at
Never run the
rooms?
finger along about say stop.
Dude, stop.
This one.
We're supposed to be seeing something. We can't see anything, but it's okay.
Hold on.
Aha.
We see things.
This one.
We see the room of near death.
Okay, we know what room that is.
Here, you're
So
actually down here.
I know. I'm there.
Oh, don't want to forget this.
Hopefully, I don't have to touch my keyboard anymore. It's too far away with the kitty on me.
And all these gnomes be working.
Yeah, they've been restoring toys.
They building toys, boys.
We them toys.
Okay. So you're
he's
near the
telling us
Bernard
to
room.
go
He tells
here.
you that you have to go up there. Correct.
Oh,
He tells you to go north into the builder's quarters, and then make a left into the room with the pillars. Make a right towards the northmost door, and then a left through the next door in that hallway, and you will find yourself in the laboratory.
Excellent.
But, he tells you, if you'd like to use any of the equipment that is in that room, you'll have to let me out so that I can power it.
Right.
Which means
Easy enough.
I start
turning the
checking the
wheels.
keys in the lock of the spinny thing.
Are you cranking the wheel?
I'm trying the keys in the lock for it first because I don't think we unlocked it.
Yeah, you can unlock it.
Right. So I'm allowed to turn this now, guys, right? Yes?
yeah.
Might as well. We've spent too much time here already.
It's been a day.
All right. I crank.
Remember, this is only the morning of, like, the second day that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
But you did go to Ironstone Hall first, instead of doing any jobs.
Hey,
We did
it
a
was
job.
a great time.
It was a good time.
The job was
Also-
birthday party.
I don't appear to have control of my token anymore. Like, he's moved into that room, I know, but I can't, like, click on him. That room is still dark for me for some reason.
Hit escape.
Try hitting escape.
Yeah, here, let me reload real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might be what I need.
So we turned the wheel.
Okay.
Bowie is just going to lead the way,
All
I
right.
guess.
You can see
Can I
Bernard's...
just take
you
a
can
little
s-
liberty to do a scene from when Leopold sort of stormed out of the room? has sort of stormed into the room where like the guest quarters was, and seen like Grass mostly like stood on the outside, still not like super interested, and is just going to sort of like strike up conversation with Grass. I
There we go.
noticed during the fight yesterday, you seemed rather taken with the sort of slabs those rather big chaps had on front of them, and I noticed that the shield that you were making use of is no longer in full repair. There is a spell I can perform that might be able to turn some of this rubble that those rather nasty bug creatures created when they brought the wall down on top of me into a shield. Do you have a particular design that you would like me to attempt?
Leopold, let me be perfectly clear. The thing with the door, that's just a bit. I appreciate your offer of helping me use a shield or create some sort of barrier, and if need be, I would gladly accept your assistance, but I am not going to ask you to stay down here any longer or use magic that could benefit our friends any more than is absolutely necessary. Is that cool?
I understand. You're probably right. We don't know if there are other things down here that might prove a threat to us. I simply wanted to make sure that you would be as safe as possible. You have been so much more helpful than I have been since we've joined up.
That is nonsense. I would not be standing if it wasn't for you, Leopold, and I think you know that. Besides, whenever you do that awesome thing that lets me punch someone extra fast, that's even better. So, don't sweat the small stuff.
Okay. I can craft something smaller, perhaps. And Leopold's just going to like take up one of the little chunks of rock, and then just sit there and like just with a little knife, just try to like carve it a little bit into like a rough hewn sort of almost humanoid shape, just like a little statuette.
Yes, I'm upset.
Okay.
Maybe in like a sort of arms up victory pose.
Nice. Like a Grask style Rocky statue.
A prototype Grask action figure.
A Rocky
Like a
style
Flex
Grask
Armstrong
toy.
from like a Flex Armstrong from the fucking 60s and 70s. You know, where
Yeah.
you squeeze him and he does the curls. I'm an action figure.
I am down to make a Grask action figures, by the way.
So
You guys head to the... In the meantime, the rest of the party is taking Sentry to the laboratory. You
Yes.
can see
I
Bernard
know where I need to
moving
go,
through
but the
the...
door is locked.
You can
So-
see Bernard
Okay.
moving through the pipes throughout this building as you go, and those pillars in that room have windows on them in places, and you can see Bernard moving up through the pillars, following you towards the laboratory.
Wow, he's really moving. Holy cow. All right, here.
Who has the keys?
Oh, I think long pause. Long pause.
Okay. You
And
unlock
they'll
the
go
door.
and unlock the door.
Okay, you unlock the door.
Need to get back in because my cat's typed in a new address.
Ah, okay. You find yourself in a room with artificer's tools. Well, every kind of tools you can imagine. A small forge for, not specifically for, like. Well, there's a forge you can smith
It's
on
a-
this.
It's
But
a portable forge, not a blacksmith's forge.
It
Effectively.
it's not only that, but you can there's a it's like a pattern. I don't like a press for making patterned parts.
It's like a power hammer meets a like a stamping assembly, a stamping
Yes.
machine.
Yes. There's also a hydraulic lift in here, as well as just any kind of tools you could imagine being needed for welding, for creating and welding a giant ass dragon gun of some kind. This is probably where the parts were created before being taken to Drakengard Keep to be assembled.
This is where the good shit is.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Bernard moves into a spot. There is a jar similar to the one in that closet that he can float in the room, where he can see everything and speak to everyone. And there is also a workman's table made out of probably some kind of heavy metal, steel, that you could lay Sentry down upon to operate upon him.
We would want Sentry to be on the lift so that we can get him down to like Pippin's
Yes.
height.
Yes, you can. You can do that.
So if it's made out of heavy metal. What are we talking? Metallica?
Yes.
Are we talking?
Yes.
Made
You
out of
can. You don't say that. Don't say that band name on here. They will sue us.
Oh,
Napster bad.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be like Napster in the 90s. All right. So this will be a skill challenge. As many of you who wish to participate can, you can.
Ooh. Can Sentry provide active feedback to give advantage?
We've already got advantage from all the gnomes, Bernard.
Only a couple
Would
of
it
the
be
gnomes
advantage
can
on
fit
all
in
of
here.
the checks?
All right, hold on. Bernard is going to be essentially giving the instructions on how to utilize some of the tools in here. What I will let each of you do is you can tell me the obvious skills and tools that can be used are Smith's tools and Tinker's tools can be utilized, as well as
Jeweler's tools?
jeweler's tools can be used. It would be dexterity plus those tools to utilize them. It would be strength plus Smith's tools to craft any brackets or anything like that would need to be crafted. It would be intelligence plus any of those tools to understand how to do something. There, you could possibly use investigation or perception in this situation as well, to try and figure out how to install it or where it needs to go. You can use the help action, and you can also use any spells or any spell resources that you think would be helpful in this situation. You will need 7 successes before getting 3 failures in order to complete this.
shit.
The DC the DC for the process is going to be higher because none of you have ever done this before, including Bernard. He is trying to piece together from his own
using
knowledge.
raw intelligence.
He's using raw intelligence and what he knows of clockwork artificery to help you to install this. And therefore, the DC is going to be a 17 on the checks.
It's okay. Just
Uh,
smart.
And then,
Depending on what you're trying to do, either the gnomes or Bernard can give you the help action for advantage, depending on what you are trying to do. Sentry can also give the help action, depending on what you're trying to do, as his action. So I'm going to go through each of the characters and ask what you are doing to help in what way, and determine what you need to roll, and or what that does for the group for the checks. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
Would we be able to pick this up next week since it's 9 o'clock?
We can pick this up next week. So we will end here with Sentry being hydraulically lifted onto the table everybody preparing to perform this delicate operation, and all of you down in here with Bernard, who seems incredibly eager to be doing something useful again. And next week, we will see if this works. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, I'm so friggin' excited now.
This is gonna be wild. 7 successes. That's the equivalent of like a DC 25 check.
But keep in mind, you're going to have a lot of help because we've got all the gnomes to help us. So if you pick smart skills, right, we'll be fine.
The gnomes, you have 2 gnomes in the room that can fit in there with all of you, okay? So the gnomes can give help actions on any Tinker's Tools rolls, okay? Bernard can give the help action on any, like, knowledge type checks. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll do this next week.
A general question, kind of, for though. Is this like what he's trying to install? Is this like something like they were designed for?
Yes,
like,
he was.
originally?
Yes.
So there's obviously like a
Can I explain real quick?
into slot A kind of thing going on.
So
it's a little more delicate than that.
But the concept of there's actually a designed space.
There is a design. Yes. This is designed to be installed in a Warforged.
Hello?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, Raw, it's literally just an attunement item.
Yes.
But it's also a rare magic item. So, hence the long, arduous process of getting it properly inserted.
It's also something that's kind of a lost item for a lost race of creatures, right? So
it's also got some serious lore ties, which is kind of why we're making this a big ordeal.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So we'll see how it goes.
I love the mental
super
image.
excited.
I love the mental image that we're basically trying to insert a USB stick with forceps.
It's
more like I want to say it's more like
broken USB sticks and you're trying to stick it in.
I want to say it's more like trying to blindly install a pump motor into a dishwasher while blindfolded.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be the blindfolded part.
It's like,
Has anybody ever played Friday the 13th, the game? And when you're playing one of the characters with 0 repair skill, and they're trying to like install the boat motor, and it's just like 18 skill checks.
it is literally, you are literally taking out a standard part within the Warforged and replacing it with this. It is like a heart transplant. So.
God.
Basic
Anyway,
concept, piece of cake. Actually doing it without killing the patient, not so great.
Let's do some favorite moments. And I did this last night, but so I'm gonna roll a random person to do their favorite moment first. So a D6. Tig, what was your favorite long pause moment? I know what mine was.
We'll just go with cooking.
Cooking? Mine was
It's always fun when you get to actually roll a dice.
Yes.
That was my one roll.
My favorite Tig moment was the crying over the possible loss of Mare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no touching my.
For me, I always love it when Tig has that almost brain flash of like, but we can get more money.
Implied threats of violence against Sentry if he hurts Mare. It's just like...
Implied nothing. They were explicitly expressed.
Not directly to Sentry. It was to somebody else. It wasn't like, I will kill you if you hurt him. It was more like, if he hurts Mare, I'll kill him. Like...
Yes, I'm not threatening the guy. I'm not stupid.
Not yet.
If you
Sentry
start
has a
there.
Sentry has a monk friend he doesn't want to disappoint.
A monk friend who
The
might be
monk also
showing
doesn't
up
know anything
eventually.
about that.
Are you serious? Is he coming back?
We'll see.
I'm excited.
All right, let's roll another d6. Actually, a d5.
Well, I need to roll it. Yeah.
Leo, David, favorite Leopold moment.
Just that bit at the end of like offering grass, like, hey, I could use stone shape to make you a shield. And it's basically just this moment of like, I'm about to do something I feel ridiculously unqualified for, so please let me do something that I can actually do to make me feel like I'm not gonna screw it up. And Grass like refusing that, but still giving Leopold like the boost he needed of like, you need to have more confidence in yourself. Like you worry too much about like when you screw up. And like you have genuinely been helpful. And so that just like, yeah, gave him the boost he needed.
For me, it was the bathrobe.
Yes. Emmy said it was walking out of the room after Bernard's comment.
Yes, I like that one.
Let's see here.
Well, there
I
was
think my favorite Leo moment is just being like old as fuck. Like I don't know how else to put it. Just like he's just really old. So he knows things that nobody else could possibly know.
He still calls footrests ottomans and all that fun stuff. Has a vinyl record player from the 50s.
You guys still have tortillas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got
Culturally,
that.
we've moved past them. They're a relic of bygone origin.
We're on to pitas now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. We got a Panera Bread downtown in Ironstone Hall.
Wow. Okay. Pat, favorite Bowie moment.
Fucking finding Santa Claus's stables because my god told me where it's at, and not because I was capable of finding it on my own.
You found food and didn't need to kill anything.
Yeah, like that's. And I also have Santa Claus's bag of holding.
Yes.
That's not getting returned.
You found food. You found food through the power of friendship.
Pretty much. Or
Yeah.
mooching, depending on how you
For
look
me,
at it.
it was the food and getting absolutely lost was just like, that was like pinnacle Bowie, right?
Head assery, like.
I'm good at surviving. 8. 8.
Just
8.
distilled Bowie in that one moment.
I love.
Just like after fighting the president, how much like Bowie was just like, oh, it's fine. Okay, I'll just rehydrate some mushrooms and plant them, and then I can go to the Feywild and see Grandma Piper, and then we can like track down Oscar and give him the present.
Yeah.
And just like how it was just like, yeah, that's the obvious thing to do in this situation.
I enjoyed your references to your made-up parody bands.
They're a thing. You can at me on the Discord if you really want to know.
Yes, there is an entire list of Oridan parody bands.
Yep.
They're not made up. They're real.
Yes, there's
Perfectly real.
Arkansas, which he referenced today, which the lead singer is a lumberjack warforged.
Yep.
And
Thanks, I
Longpulse
hate
actually
it.
knows this-
Yeah, because they are Kansas.
They are Kansas.
This one is Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas. America, explain!
I wonder what that lady's up to now after making that video. Hope she's doing well. I hope she learned the difference eventually.
Gage, favorite Pippin moment?
Sharing just a little bit of his perspective on who he is.
I was
I
gonna
agree.
say I don't. Yeah, for me it was just the line. It's like, can't I just be Pippin? It was like, oh. I mean, you, Mark, you and me had like the exact same reaction, so it's like
Yeah.
it can't really be anything else for us. It was like, oh,
Don't even fucking go there. I'm literally like fucking choking back tears over on this end, like
yeah,
trying not to actively fucking cry on stream like a little girl. As I'm trying to answer the question, like, and not shrink into nothing in my chair.
Which I didn't realize how far out of left field that came until after the fact, because I was kind of quiet this session and my internet cut out right before. So you just kind of popped in.
It was beautiful.
Sucker punch.
yeah.
It was
a
a
fun little
great
interaction
moment.
I really liked early on was when Aramil was like playing up like he was dragging Pippin out of the line of fire. And Pippin was like, you seem
Bitch,
to
no,
be
you weren't."
confused about who's saving who here.
I just loved playing up the contrast of Bowie being lost in the woods and us just getting our shit stomped in by a bunch of robots. It's like, oh god, I've been hit. Ah.
But yeah, Gage, I just love how you have the ability to, with small moments, make Pippin very, very known, very present in the game. Like, you don't take up a lot of space at the table, but when you do speak and when you do like get those opportunities, they are impactful, and that is always impressive to me.
Yeah, it's like part of me is always like, man, I want to role play with Pip more. I want him to talk more, you know. I want him to say more in game when like the party is planning and stuff. But then the other half is me. It's like, but if he does start doing that, then those moments that he does have, they're always really good. They won't be as good, you know. They won't be as special.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll just be more good stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's why I use him as my smart reference. It's easy to say, I don't know, Pippin, what do you think? You're real smart.
Yeah, especially because Bowie is not real smart.
Yeah, but Pippin's the smartest one in the group.
Chris, favorite Grask/Century moment?
Yo, I've got some favorite Pippin moments real quick.
Oh, go for it.
Friggin'
Words.
definitely the conversation with Bowie. I mean, I know other people mentioned it, but I thought it was friggin' great. Just the sense of like there's a legacy I don't feel like Pippin knows what to do with. You know what I mean?
With the whole Wumbleberg thing?
Yeah. I don't think Pippin has any friggin' idea what to do with this apparently, like, legendary legacy he's been a part of. Or he finds himself a part of.
From Pippin's perspective, he had recently discovered he has a long-lost famous grandpa, and when he met that grandpa, he was an asshole.
Right. So it's like,
He wasn't an asshole, he was just bitter.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. He was
Actually,
He tried to kill us.
It's more than that though. And he sort of chose / allowed this to happen.
But my point is that it's like clearly there's this inner conflict in Pippin, and it's awesome to watch it.
Sweet.
We don't know. It's like he made the Wand of Wishes but never got to use it. What did he want to wish for?
You don't know.
Right. And we never will.
And you never will.
And then as far as Grask/Century moments, I got like one for each. Probably everybody's reaction when I used the voice modulator for the first time.
That freaked me out a little bit. I was like, wait.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I feel like it was the appropriate reaction for Airmill to have after hearing a robot voice in his brain.
Yeah, he's like, I establish a connection. Who is this? Who are you? Ignore me.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Right. So that was fun. Was everybody's reactions? Oh, and committing breakfast. That was.
Committing breakfast. Yeah,
Ugh.
that's definitely my favorite Century moment. Committing breakfast.
And then for Grask, I think my favorite moment for Grask was probably talking to Leopold. He hasn't gotten to do that a whole lot, because Leopold's kind of like a hoity-toity fancy man, and Grask doesn't really know how to interact with him. But he has some idea how to be a dad, so he's trying.
Yes. I really enjoyed that moment for Grask. That was my favorite Grask moment, probably in weeks. That was one of my favorite Grask moments that I've seen.
For self-awake perspective, what is Grask's age versus Leopold's age? Not like by birth year, but by number of years, like conscious.
Yeah, so like biologically, Leopold's like 34.
Yeah, and Grask is in his mid to late 40s.
Okay.
He's technically old for a half-orc.
Yeah.
Technically,
Leopold is definitely going to get that put.
But they also got rid of the stat adjustments for age, so
franchise documents are hoity-toity fancy man.
Yes. But I think
there was a fun food moment with Grask as well, helping Longpaws to like prepare the meal for everyone, and then rolling low and going like, "Well, I cook food that half orcs like to eat." It was like a really great way to justify that role.
Yes, absolutely.
My favorite Grask
half-orc
moment was
cuisine.
the outhouse door.
the
I'll be back
the
later.
conversation with the outhouse door was great.
Speak with outhouse, man. I will get enough channel points.
To create, it's just shitty sending.
Yep.
Literally.
No, it's talk shit. Okay, that's the name of the spell, Bowie.
Yeah, most half-orcs, half-orcs average max age is 75. So if Grask is like in his mid-40s, he's over middle-aged.
Yeah.
Can I also give a shout out to Grask counting as a petty victory the fact that the elk were intimidated by him?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, can the outhouse be stocked with, as a plug for a company I know about who gives a crap toilet paper?
Nice. Nice.
It's an honest-to-goodness toilet paper brand.
Wow.
I believe it.
We ship it out for my work.
Just so you know, when Leopold, when you mentioned that thing to Dot, she would have informed you that that Tip and Top have ordered a number of easily constructed outhouses to replace them at need.
I was expecting like an adamantine outhouse door.
No, he'd break that too.
Fine. You break the hinges.
Can I just
Favorite?
request separate outhouses for men and women, please?
Sure. It's just that the Grask there's a separate outhouse for Grask. It just needs to constantly be replaced.
Well, we're future proofing for when the Bubbling Brews becomes the new hotspot in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to come to our version because the other Bubbling Brew is
Look,
not very nice.
it was one time.
Ours is
it was
only
one-
slightly haunted.
How is it that I do like one thing in one session and then all of a sudden it's my character's thing?
Because you carried the door around for weeks. Weeks and
you carried the door around for a while, and not only that, but there were like 3 adventures in a row where you made a reference to the fact that Grask was gone pooping.
No, it was one time.
Does a grass
Just
shit
took the door with you.
It was the one time. It was no shit. It was just the one time where he.
No, there was shit.
Right, but it was only to be a funny segue because Bowie was talking to a statue.
I know.
Okay, so there was
That's the way D&D works, though, is that you make a joke and then the joke is funny,
It's
and so
just
then
a
people
running
keep
gag.
iterating upon it.
It's a
like
bit.
in my Thursday game, I have an enchanter who has the entertainer background, and I decided that he was going to be a Morris dancer because I thought that would be really goofy and funny. And then the party Warforged didn't understand what Morris dancing was and got the impression that it was like erotic striptease. And so now that is the running joke of my character, that he does erotic Morris dancing.
Right. He's wearing bells, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh God.
Good. Just need to make sure there's bells
Also,
involved.
we accidentally had to make a deal with a demon and we had to give up something we loved, so now I have disadvantage whenever I make performance checks with the bells.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's funny. The Wednesday game had to make a deal with a demon. Ended up with Rena having backwards hands.
They're great.
How do you have backwards hands?
So, to rehash what happened in the Help Wanted, they tried to burn down Riverdam Raft. Rena's patron got all pissed off. And then her new patron became the Rakshasa that they tried to oust from Riverdam Raft. Because he bought out her contract. But it's even
That's
funny.
hilarious.
It goes an even level, even lower, because Emmy did art of Rena, but the hand on the art was accidentally backwards.
No, it was.
So it's now just canon that Rena has backwards hands.
I think it was. Nethy. I think it was Zoe who did the artwork for. Yeah.
Regardless, Emmy did character art. Somebody did character artwork of Rena, and the artwork has her one hand be backwards. So when her Rakshasa patron took over, her thumbs got switched to the wrong sides.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
that's my story.
Doesn't affect her manual dexterity.
Favorite Aramil moment. I think there's a couple. I think I'm gonna pick the one that I think I know everyone's gonna pick, is the letter in the tree talking with Nadara, because I honestly I kind of just wanted
I'll be right
to
back, guys.
monologue for a second, because I thought of the letter thing last minute, because I was like, oh, everyone's taking a long rest, Aramil's probably going to do something during this time. And I've been kind of thinking about it all day, and I honestly wasn't expecting a response of any kind, or I was expecting to have to make a religion check or something, but that was definitely fun.
Cool.
Sometimes it's nice to just talk in character for a little bit.
Yeah,
by
absolutely. Explore character moment. I liked it. That was probably my favorite Aramil moment.
A specific detail of that scene I loved because it made a really nice button on it and sort of portrayed how melancholy that whole scene was him sneaking into the bedroom to slip the letter back into Leopold's documents as satchel. Because it just gives that air of when you're a teenager and you go to a sleepover at somebody's house and then you wake up before them and you're just in their house just feeling awkward, oh yeah, I can't do anything, I can't go anywhere, I'm just going to wait for them to wake up.
Yep.
That's when you need to know how to roll over and go back to sleep.
Any everybody else?
I think there's a consensus on the moment tonight. So
Emmy said her favorite moment was when you were like, "You're okay, Pippin, I got you."
Yeah.
That, and I love Bernard being really pissy that we just abandoned him and being like, "You clearly don't trust me," and Aramil just quietly being like, "I do."
Aramil big hard man.
But
I
yeah.
did appreciate the complaint to Bernard, by the way, about the whole bad directions. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that is a good Leo moment as well. Can you wink? Now can you do it with your left eye? Oh, so you do know your right from your left. It was so sassy.
Well, yeah, there was. I kind of didn't think about it because I think it came off more condescending than I wanted it to. But the lockpick talk between Long Paws and Aramil, I was like, man, I did not mean to throw that much shade, but I kind of did.
Well, I had a little issue with it. Apparently, I need more practice.
No, it's
I
fine.
just
You're
rolled
fine.
really pitifully.
Yeah, you just rolled super bad, and now it's gonna hang over your head. It's your version of the outhouse.
Yeah.
Favorite DM moments?
Bernard getting pissy right back at Leopold.
was fun.
Having the present be in the sack when Bowie turned it out. That was just such a neat little detail. I thought, okay, there's an undelivered present in there, and it's just like you had to know that we are going to pick that up and run with it.
Yeah. Fun choice
That-
of name too. I also appreciated the whole address on it, like the full address.
Ah.
That's
So
That present could have had Lord Dis on it, and we would still try and
yeah,
deliver.
we'd have been like fucking diving straight to hell. Be like, well, one of these groups needs a beating fiend heart, so let's go. Like,
pretty sure we were offered money if we could acquire one.
Cool, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
I enjoyed bringing in the elk. That was my
Yeah,
favorite DM moment.
that came out of
Yeah.
left field, I think.
I had.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to be like try to stab one at first. I was like, Bowie doesn't want to kill one of these things, so I'm just gonna try to talk to them.
I had intended for hints about the stables to come up at some point while you were exploring the dungeon, and this was just a fun way of like tying everything together. So,
It's fair.
because like, if this place hasn't been in use and the stables were just left there, like the elk would breed. And there would be a bunch of them. So you found an entire herd just on top of this mountain.
He has just proven that this is not Santa Claus because there were no females in his full team.
It's true.
Well, guys, thanks for playing. We'll do this again next week. Next time we'll have ourselves a some impromptu heart surgery on a Warforged, followed by a trip to the Feywild. It should be a pretty interesting adventure.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
It's
with
fine.
that.
I'll play a lot of Surgeon Simulator between now and next week.
Hey, look, I've got the looking part down, okay? Unless I roll really badly.
Bowie's not a
look
doctor,
where
but he'll
part
take a look
A goes
anyway.
into part B. I got the investigation and perception to do that.
Good luck, guys.
I rolled
Good
really
luck. That's
badly.
all I'm gonna say. But
God.
we'll see you next week. For those of you watching, thanks for being here. Those of you playing, thanks as always. We're gonna go find a place to raid and share the love, and we'll see you tomorrow at 1 for Help Wanted.